Alright, we should be live. I do apologize if there's too big of a stream delay. That's not something I think. I would love confirmation that the audio is working, and I'm pulling it chat up on my phone so I don't have to do that. So, I think we're ready to start working on grinding. Looks like chat's working fine. Thank you. I got it to level 14 now, so I can't access Reverse City yet. Okay. Yeah, I know. Backdoor is a bit of a grind, so just stick with it. Yes, we are live, I hope. Welcome back, Nacho. Hello, Random. It's good to see you all come back to a stream. I'm assuming that yes was for volume being fine. Can't imagine it being too bad. Alright. And so, I guess we'll start working on some quests. So, the plan for this stream is going to be pretty basic, just get through as much of Backdoor as possible. Doing all the quest lines, since those will be somewhat helpful for the Easter event that's going to be dropping tomorrow, if any of you guys aren't aware. Can we get 20 likes? Yeah, that's... thank you guys for all the support for all these, like, even those kind of comments that joke about how YouTube works and all the algorithm stuff that a lot of YouTubers push. It's actually pretty amazing. Hello, Sloth. Hello, Elias. Thank you all for coming out. Needing 2 minutes. Yeah, feel free to, like, I don't care too much for people. If you have something else to do in real life, please go do that rather than watching a stream. I know that's probably... I know a lot of you guys do enjoy them, so that is fine. I'm just trying to say that don't be doing this instead of something really important in your life, like eating food or getting your homework done. So, yeah. But yeah, now we have access here. It's time to start Riley's questline. I'm assuming that most of these questlines will be quite a breeze. Oh, Backdoor will take a little bit longer because I'm doing the questlines, but it shouldn't be that bad. And we should probably also upgrade our stuff. Start with the battery. What team are you for Metaverse? I'm Team Faye. I haven't done any of the Metaverse stuff, honestly, so I don't have a team. I mean, technically I'm going to be Team Faye since I'm going to be doing the Ghost Simulator part of the event, but that's it. Alright. I don't even have any of the crates that, like, the crates that you get from people launching or whatever, so yeah, it's not going to be a big deal. Yeah, it'll be for tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce half the ones in English, to be honest, so, yeah, it's tomorrow. But yeah, sorry about that. I'll just call you that, dude, from now on, and everyone will be happy, correct? That's how it works, or will that just get everyone more offended? Names are quite annoying to pronounce correctly, and harsh when you don't. Yeah, it's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be there's a sneak peek on Coven's Twitter, and the map actually looks pretty awesome. It's like a dark jungle themed, which is quite new for Ghost Simulator, in my opinion, so that'll be cool. Yeah. This Discord's actually really helpful for all that information, so, and obviously, looking at all the social media stuff. Sometimes leaks are hard to find, so don't blame you guys for not finding them, but, you know. Good luck with the whatever you're eating. I'm assuming it's lunch? Maybe it's dinner for you. I'm not quite entirely sure. No, it'd have to be dinner for you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, hopefully it's something good. Let's see. We need 2 more of these guys, and we should be pretty much set for quests. Yeah, quests aren't that long for Backdoor if you have the 2x items. If you don't have 2x items, I can understand stuff like Billy takes forever, but if you have that, you're doing pretty good. Let's go charge. Anomaly has spawned. I don't think we'll be worrying too much about bosses except when needed. Chicken. Oh yeah, chicken nuggets and French fries are pretty awesome. I know they're somewhat snacky foods, but oh well. Uh, I'm eating lunch. Oh yeah, that's good. I heard lunch is actually, I like how you can have lots of different stuff for lunch. So it's always a pretty good variety. And if you want, you can sometimes just do snacky stuff instead, which is also pretty fun. I forgot what I was doing for a little bit. But yeah. Chicken nuggets and french fries are really solid snacky foods. Probably not the healthiest, but they are good. Alright. I don't think we should be lagging too much. It actually isn't as bad as some of the other streams I've done in terms of lag, I don't think, so that's pretty good. We'll probably start off by using some glitchy X gum just to get up a little bit of currency to upgrade vacuums and the like. At some point I need to grind for some gum again since I'm starting to run a little bit low on X gum. Probably has something to do with me giving away a bit of it, but it's definitely gum well spent, in my opinion. Not even like 70s that low yet, but it'll be something that I'll have to do probably after the Ghost Simulator event ends. Let's see, can we upgrade our battery a lot yet? Yeah. My computer's so bad I can't see any more of the ghosts. Yeah, I know that's actually a pretty common glitch. It does have a little bit to do with how bad of a computer you have, and it's quite annoying when it happens. Though, if you zoom into first person like this, the ghosts usually appear as normal. So yeah, if you're having that problem, you can zoom in. I have that problem quite a bit too. I know I don't have a top tier computer at all, but it's a pretty solid mid tier laptop. So yeah, it's a pretty common problem. You're right. If you don't have 2x items, people like Billy and Rowan, and maybe getting baked cheese is hard. Yeah, 2x items is quite a big game pass to have or not have. It makes a big deal in terms of grinding. You have 2x access to, what I like to say is that you have 2x access to gum, which in turn means that you have 4x access to 2x access to gum, which is quite ridiculous when you think about it, but yeah. I can't even access Ghost Sim on my school computer. I know schools are quite, you technically shouldn't be doing that on a school computer, although, in my opinion, playing games is quite fun, and I'll do it anyways. But, yeah, that kind of makes sense, to be honest. But, yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. There's a lot of things that you just pick up from being in the Discord, paying attention, and seeing what problems people have. Yeah, it's pretty nice being in a community. Like, for most games, I actually haven't been a really big community person until, like, really Ghost Sim came around. Used to just kind of, lurk mostly and just talk whenever I had a question or something. But now that I've gotten into, like, a community, it's really helpful. You can ask questions, get help, answer questions, and just, it's pretty fun, so, yeah. What's the image is that? That's an egg drop from last Easter event. Um, it's up because it's up. Long story short, I've collected way too many egg drops, but yeah. Since I don't feel like doing an actually, nah. It's probably faster just to do the obby than have to wait for the gum to wear off. He's grinded for 10 minutes. He's got a better battery and a better disruptor than what I have already. Yeah, it really helps that I have pretty good pets, to be honest. Like, if you look at my pets, they are quite powerful. Compared to most people's 3 Oculuses, a mini final, and a mini Dutchman. So, that definitely has a little bit to do with it. The multitude of game passes probably plays a pretty big part too. And gum, of course, is pretty helpful, but game passes are probably the biggest thing. Alright, we should be pretty close to the amount of advanced parts we need, probably like 2 or 3 more drops. Which could be anywhere from 2 to 3 ghosts to 200 ghosts, depending on how lucky we get from with drops, but, you know, you're so OP. Yeah, that's just kind of what happens when you play the game for way too long. I have a ridiculous amount of ghosts defeated, so there you go. We have upgraded our antenna, and we're ready to move on to the next quest. Yeah. It does take a lot of time and a decent amount of Robux to get pretty good in some games. I mean, the Robux is quite optional, but it is really helpful if you can. So I definitely understand when people aren't good or working through the first time and struggle with everything, and I mean, that's fine. It's just, there's people that have spent 10 times the time I have spent. Actually, there's quite a lot of people that have spent that. There's people that have spent like 30 times the amount of time I've spent on Ghost Simulator, and that's ridiculous to think about. Me when I rebirthed to rebirth pets? Well, that was a waste. Yeah, I don't really know exactly what you're meaning, but like the rebirth, it is quite annoying to have to build back up without 2 times items, or like in Backdoor, I know a few people have complained about how long it takes, and with 2 times items and everything like that, it takes me just about an hour to get through all of Backdoor if I'm not worrying about quests. It'll probably take me close to 2 or 3 hours this time through, but still, that's compared to the time it takes for a normal person to get through there, it's quite a big difference. If you're rebirthing, just grind rebirths. The only things you really need to do is blaze and to get level 19. Technically, no. You need to do Atom, since you need to have access to hoverboard crates. You need to also do Yoko, because you need access to Luna's room for Agent Blaze quest. You need level 20 antenna and access to all of the bonus biomes, also for Agent Blaze's quests. And then also to do the devs quests in the Void and defeat the bow boss. So, yeah. There's actually quite a few things that you need to do. There's, yeah, basically every bonus biome, Yoko and Atom, of course Gatekeeper to get to Backdoor in the first place, and then the Void, other than just completing Agent Blaze. But yeah, Agent Blaze is the biggest one that has the most requirements, so. Hello, friends. It's working on Agent Riley's quest for the Backdoor. Yeah, it's pretty chill. I'm really bad at keeping up, or not too bad at keeping up a conversation, but sometimes I have no idea what to talk about. Like, should I talk about my cat and how she's quite annoying and meowing at the middle of the night and jumping at someone's door for 3 hours, or is that just something that none of you guys really would care to hear about me complaining about? Um, I don't exactly know. So, yeah. Streaming is sometimes quite difficult. We'll upgrade our antenna just because. Grab those two ghosts because why not? Yeah, the hope is to get all the upgrades before the Easter event, so I can be the most efficient as possible during it. We'll see how that actually goes. I just remembered that I also still need to do Finsley's quest along with Shelly's from other than the ones just in the Backdoor, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, we should be able to upgrade our vacuum and pack a little bit. For that one. If it's just one upgrade, or we can't even do one upgrade. Okay. That's fine. We just need 4 more ghosts from the Twisting River and we'll be good. Well, it sounds interesting. How many gems and glitchy lucky gums do you think I would need to get Feather Shock from Guard Crate 1? I would say probably around 15 glitchy lucky gum if you're using it normally, and about 1,000,000 gems, I think. If you have double luck game pass and auto and quick unbox, you don't really need auto unbox. But yeah, I think that sounds about correct. Not entirely sure though. Got the lucky carpet from one of the lucky loot bags. Oh yeah, that's nice. I know some of those mythicals are really nice the first time you get them. Even if for like people like me, they are worthless in our eyes, just because of how easy they are to get. I'm doing air quotes. I realize you guys can't see that, so but yeah, for someone who would, if you played like an hour, you could probably get easily like 2 to 3 lucky loot bags or lucky carpets. So, but yeah, it's a pretty nice achievement. Good job on that. Where are we going? We're going through a hoop. Yeah, it's not that hard to get. Um, I would have rather got the pet. I know, the stats from the pet are a lot better than getting a cosmetic board, in my opinion. So, yeah. Weird, form, or font. Just a second. Yeah, I know what you mean. A lot of teams aren't that great. Honestly, until like 2 months ago, I was using fluffs and atoms for my team, which was actually pretty much fine, to be honest. Um, so I definitely know what it is like to have a bad team and realize that having a bad team per se isn't always that bad. It does make it a little bit more difficult, but isn't too bad in the long run. Especially since the bad pets of these days are Atom Pet plus a few high stat goblins compared to back when I was playing. But how long ago did you rebirth? Like a week or two ago? I don't even know. It's been a while since I last rebirthed. I've been working on a lot of school stuff and all other in real life stuff. So yeah. I probably should have used a different gum since I will probably get enough items I need from this. But oh well. It is what it is. Items won't go to waste, at least. They can get converted to gum anyways, so we'll see how it goes. I skipped Shelly. Yeah, I'd skip Shelly too. Yeah, that's not that bad of a team, to be honest, though. 2 atoms in a... That's better than my team when rebirths were first added. But yeah, it's not... Still not really good in today's meta. So definitely keep grinding and you can get some better stuff. And yeah, skipping Shelly is definitely something that I advise everyone to do if you're planning on just rebirthing in a life. Rather than spending the few hours or so on her quest line to get one additional pet that doesn't really help with anything other than maybe a little bit of more gems from converting. But yeah. Are you talking about this one or the one I'm doing or Shelly's? Because this quest isn't too bad. I mean, it is 80 ghosts, and 80 ghosts is quite a bit, but it doesn't take too long. It's like maybe 5 minutes, I think. No, 5 to 60 ghosts. Ghosts respawn on a 1-minute delay between them, so you get 12 ghosts per every minute. So 100 ghosts is about 7 to 8 minutes, I think. Yeah, 7 to 8 minutes. Worth of just doing ghosts, so not that bad. Iron Bladed Ghost under Shelly. I mean, it's worthwhile if you're either going to work on grinding for, just grinding on your current life, like for gum or for gems to get a class fight if you want, or, other stuff. Oh, I bought the double items. Yeah, buying the double items is a very big deal, in Ghost Simulator, honestly. It's a little too overpowered in my opinion, even though I have it. So I feel like everyone else needs a small buff to, without altering it, but, yeah. It's really good if you can afford it. Although, unfortunately, I know a lot of you guys can't afford the game passes, so, it's kind of annoying that game isn't optimized for not having them, but whatever. Creepy cat. Hello, creepy cat. Welcome to another live stream. I know I've seen you on at least one of my other ones. It is actually really nice to see all your guys' support for these streams and everyone who comes out to them day after day and says hi in the chat and interacts. Also, why is there a hoverboard in the corner of the screen? Because egg drop. Because why not have an egg drop in the corner of the screen? Alright, let's see. We'll go ahead and do that. Probably should have been using a X-Scum, although we still definitely have time to use one, so. In the rebirth grind, oh yeah, that's not bad speed. I mean, it isn't like what people with gum usually end up doing, but yeah, that's not bad for getting through Backdoor. I know a lot of people end up taking a lot longer to go through the Backdoor than that, so that's pretty good, right? Sorry, I thought it was new. Let's see. Sorry, I thought it was new. No, it's over a year old at this point. It's just more of a joke that only I understand. So probably we'll just change it out to purple since purple. But yeah. Why are you doing Riley? I want the jetpack for the Easter event that's dropping tomorrow, and that's the same reason why I've done a lot of other quest lines, like the heavy armor, and started working on Shelly and all that stuff. So yeah, that's the whole goal of this stream, is to get prepared for the Easter event, or spring event I should rather say, since that's what they're calling it, since it's been so delayed since Roblox reasons. But yeah, I don't remember much from the Easter event. Yeah, the last Easter event I didn't do too much to play for, so it was a kind of slow event for me, but yeah. A 10 on level 11 to 18 is a pain. Yeah, event drops tomorrow. Yeah, I know those antenna, those are probably the longest part. I mean, it is a little bit shorter if you have 2x items, and a lot shorter if you've grinded gum on your previous life, which I advise everyone to do. Grinding for gum is actually quite fun and really helpful if you need a, if you want to boost on your next life. So, yeah. I miss the events. Yeah, a lot of the events were cool, and it's kind of sad to see them when they drop, but it is definitely fun to play them, and if you get some of the cool pets from them, it's also pretty nice. Let's see. We are 2 ghosts away from completing this. I have no idea how long it took, but probably the longest quest line so far from it. I've only got the Roblox Acon hat. I don't think you'll need a jetpack for the boss. It's going to be chill. Yeah, it's probably going to be pretty easy. I more of actually want the jetpack for exploring the map and finding out-of-bound spots. But, you know. It's more for the funsies, to be honest, and because why not? Hello! Welcome to another stream, and to everyone else who hasn't said anything in chat, hello to you guys too. You're all very much appreciated for supporting me and just by coming out. It's really the only reason that I try to do one a week is because, actually, honestly, I do them more for myself, to be honest, to get some Ghost Simulator done, because if I didn't do these streams, I'd honestly probably still be at around 2 to 3 rebirths only, and nowhere near the 6-ish I have now, so, that's pretty nice. So I'm in the server has a pet called Gravy. Cool. Yeah, it's from Thanksgiving 2 years ago, I think. 2019 Thanksgiving event. It was the Godly and the Turkey Leg Crate. Not too good, but it's also not bad. So, yeah, it's definitely cool. Let's charge up. You going to be streaming 6 to 10 hours or like the other stream? About a 4-hour stream if you read the description. I said it there. So basically getting through the back door, maybe getting done with Shelly if we have time. We'll see. We'll see how far I can get after completing the back door. I'm guessing that this back door will take about 2 to 3 hours. I mean, we're already 30 minutes in and we're about a little bit over halfway done, so a little bit less. We'll see how long the Billy takes, since he's about the longest. I'm not going to be worrying about Agent Blaze this stream, since more concerned about the upgrades for the event than getting into the void. That being said, do I have crown keys? I want to check my inventory really quick to see if I have crown keys, since yes, I do. More of wondering, so if I can get into the void and just buy the vacuum and pack and not have to worry about getting to the final boss or bow boss, sorry, not final boss. Getting to the bow boss and getting those crown keys to buy the equipment. I can just go in there and buy the equipment straight off and save a little bit of time. Finally released Bitbeat. Yeah, I noticed that there's new stuff in the store. Technically, a little bit earlier, they accidentally released some of the stuff that's coming Easter in the store, which was not the first time that happened, but it's kind of cool to see that happen. But the bumper ghost is way better. Yeah, a lot of those store boards are pretty novel and quite cool to have. Not really speaking from experience, I currently own barely 4 limited store boards, and so I really haven't had much experience with them. I mean, I did a decent amount if you look in my journal, but most of those are gone and traded for other stuff, which, I mean, is both slightly annoying and kind of cool. But yeah, we are now done with that part of Riley's quests. I think it's going to be normal ghost items or something like that. Alright, bye Yoshi. Let's see, what is this quest? Okay. It should be clouds and then items, which I already have, and that'll be done with Riley. Just about 30 minutes. A little bit longer or shorter, depending on how you count when I started the stream and all of the stuff, like me chatting and stuff into it, but not bad. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a huge difference having a 2x items for going through Backdoor compared to not. The last few levels, like 15 to 18, is probably the most obnoxious. So. Fortunately, I have bought them, which isn't saying much, but yeah. Let's see. Charge. Depend between using, I think it's probably better for me to use X gum or loot gum for now, and then use X gum later. Since I do need the ton of drops. Man, I got a lot of apples. I'm void grinding. Oh, yeah, that's fun. Grinding the bow boss is actually one of the things I've been meaning to do. I haven't really ever seriously done it. I think I did about 20 minutes of it when Chromafloat was out, which wasn't much. But now that the new Cloud Cloud Wave is out, that's going to be something I will do for like a solid stream at some point. So, depending on how my college classes work out and time shapes up, basically, we'll see. I think I have like 6 weeks left in my college quarter. So, yeah, that will be fun. Let's see. Gum's almost out, but we're basically done with the quest, so, not big issue. Something's wrong with the wiki, it's very weird. Oh, let me go look at that really quick. Sorry, just want to make sure the wiki isn't broken currently. I mean, if it is, like, completely down, that would be bad. But, yeah, it could just be the fandom servers are down. Would be my guess. Nothing on our end, too, so. Our end as in, wiki admins. Alright. Let's see. How are we doing in terms of our... Probably not good. 62 apples, 82 advanced parts. Not bad, I guess. Charge, open crate 9, hope for a purple. Not a purple, oh well. Yeah, I think the servers are down and it can't find the stuff, so it's throwing an error. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. I think it's probably going to be more beneficial just to use an XGum right now and get some better equipment for later on than to use a loot gum and get the drops a little bit quicker. Also, I'm trading a Lucky Cat. Alright, that's... I really need to regulate my saying. I might accidentally read a bad chat message and get myself demonetized, so... That's not bad, but... yeah. I know those Lucky Cats are actually pretty nice if you need the stats, to be honest. They're not that rare for, like, terms of value, but they're quite nice for terms of being able to have good stats. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, let's see, what else do we need? I think we need, like, 10 or so more advanced parts. If math is not failing me. Yeah, so. Should hopefully get that before the loot, or the XGum runs out. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't though, since it's up to RNG to decide whether or not I get the drops. What is the clock in your country? So small amount of people watching. This is not usual. 9:34 a.m. I'm living in Pacific Standard Time Zone in the U.S. So it's also a pretty small. I'm a pretty small YouTuber. I'm anything over like 5 or over 2 viewers for me is quite unusual, to be honest. So, not surprised that it's the small it is. Let's see. Should be able to upgrade our battery pretty nicely. Yeah, and then grab a few more ghosts on the way out. Should be about like 6 advanced parts. Okay, only 2. It's better than expected. We still do need to get a drop, but shouldn't take too long to get a single advanced part drop. Oh, nice job, Creepy. I know the 15 to the 18 are the hardest in tennis, so you're almost done. No, like, honestly, I'm such a small YouTuber. I know a lot of people, when they see a small YouTuber, it's very different than the usual mainstream YouTuber sense, like, that, it's not like, it's still YouTube, but, like, they don't do the same things. It's a lot different of an experience watching a smaller YouTuber, in my opinion, compared to the bigger YouTubers that you're used to. Let's see. Let's use some loot gum. Probably should have done some of that before we started, but whatever. Won't hurt too much. Hello, what's this stream for? Getting stuff for spring. Working on getting some upgrades that I normally wouldn't. Like, I've gotten so far the jetpack and the heavy armor that normally you wouldn't get while rebirthing, so those are going to be hopefully helpful for the Christmas event, and if not, I am planning on just chilling a little bit on my current life, grinding wise for like gum, some bosses, and all that fun stuff, instead of rebirthing this life, since I could use with a little bit more stuff, but yeah, we'll see. How should we be preparing though? I'd say just instead of rebirthing right when you, like, don't rebirth would be the biggest one. Like, save your upgrades and stuff like, your better vacuums, better packs for it. Maybe a little bit of gum, but that's not really something that most people care too much about. But it's not too much of a big deal, to be honest, since most people probably won't play more than, like, 3 hours during the event, but, you know. You do really good content, and I'm surprised you don't have an enormous amount of subs. Honestly, it's not, like, I don't spend too much time on my content, so it's not the best. I try my best, of course, and compared to some other content, it is pretty good. But yeah, I'm also somewhat new and only covering Ghost Sim, which is also a quite underrated game, so it's not really surprised that people have that opinion of me. Maybe depends on your stat team. Yeah, grinding for some stat pets would be a decent idea too. I'm going to do Rebirth Stick soon. Should I get another Divine set? I would say yes. Since that's, unless you have some other good pet like a classified, but I don't think you do. I need to get Rebirth number 3. Yeah, I know a lot of people are not at the point I am in Rebirth count. Most people are either 1, 2, or 3, or they're up in like the 20s. I'm about average, I'd say, in terms of Rebirth count. Not incredibly high, but not like ridiculously low either. So, yeah, it's a pretty good balance, in my opinion. I quite like the addition of the Ocular Overseers for the Divine Rewards. I know a lot of the bigger grinders are like, oh man, it's quite overpowered for how easy it is to get, which in some sense, yes, it's quite easy to get, but at the same time, it does take, like, the normal person, like, 20, or at least 10 hours per rebirth, which is a bit of time, to get for the Ocular Overseer stats, but at the same time, yeah, I can definitely see where they're coming from with it. Is quite high in stats, but, you know. People are overusing their Photon Blasters, so I'm bringing out the glitchy vacuum. Yeah, the Photon Blaster is quite nice for getting some ghosts, so. Rip. Alright, half of this loot gum is going to waste, but that's not too big of a deal when I have a little bit more of it. It's always sad to see when you waste gum because you're working on quests, but at the same time, it's not bad. Alright, might as well go grab a few more apples, I guess, while we have the loot gum. running, since we do need that. Feels like you need so many more items from there than you need from the first 3 areas. So, let's use the rest of this loot gum and then see where we're at item-wise and what we need to get. I'm going to guess we need like 20-ish more satellites and about 10 more. No, we're over double the amount of satellites we need. So, should be pretty close on advanced parts-ish. Probably could use a little bit more total satellite parts, but, you know. One of the things I was really, or a suggestion that I'm really hoping that gets implemented at some point, is a change to how double items works with gum, since currently it is quite broken, in my opinion. I mean, it's a good broken for people that have it, but I feel like the people who don't have it need a big boost in the amount that they can grind to, since gum is quite overpowered. But yeah. My thought was to change how the item multiplier stacks, so they only stack additively. So times 2 items along with a times 4 gum multiplier would only drop 5 times the items, which is how that sort of math should work. Since you already get 100% drop rate normally, the 2 times is basically plus 100%, and the times 4 is another plus 300%, so 100% plus 100% plus 300% equals 500%. Which is 5 times. But yeah. And then increase the amount of, so basically I'd be getting 5 times item drops when I'm using gum and 2 times items. And then instead of 8 times, which most people would be like, oh, that's a big nerf. And then as a side effect, I'd hope that the item drops get buffed from ghosts, so that instead of dropping only 1 item, they drop like 1 to 2, just to help out quite a bit with that stuff. But that's my idea for changing up how 2 times items work, since currently it's a little bit overpowered in my opinion. I know a lot of people disagree with that, but you know, they're all like, people paid for the game passes and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but the experience is supposed to be without, and taking people 8 times longer to grind through Backdoor without those is a little bit ridiculous in my opinion. So, but, you know. Yes, you're still live. Yeah, I'm going to be live for probably another 3 hours at least. The quest rewards are the worst thing in the game. You get 2k gems, vacuuming 50 ghosts. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, obviously, I'm not expecting the quest rewards to be overpowered. And, I mean, they were pretty balanced, to be honest, when most of them came out. So, it's not that bad. But yeah, it's not... As you said, it's not quite balanced per se, since it is, you get about the same amount for just finding an item that's pretty easy to find compared to vacuuming a billion or so ghosts. I wouldn't mind some changes in everything. So, but yeah. Rebalancing quests once you've already made them is something that most people really don't care too much about, to be honest. Let's see. Should I buy the Glows battery, or should I save up for the Teravolt battery? I would say probably just buy the... I don't know. It really doesn't matter, I don't think. I would probably just buy the one that you have right now. But that's coming from someone who... It's only a difference of like 2 minutes between, like, 3 stages and 3 stages of the batteries. I know for some people it takes them like 30 minutes or so to upgrade their equipment, so I would say it's probably better to buy the current one than waiting for the next one, but that's just my opinion. Hello Creepy, you're still here. Did you ask a question? I miss it? Overusing? No. Okay, well, thank you for still staying in the stream, that's nice to see. You're faster with upgrading your antenna? Yeah, it's 2 times items along with the 4 times multiplier from Glitchy Loot Gum is quite overpowered. As I was saying earlier, could use with a little bit of a nerf, if I'm being honest, but wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen. I mean, in that same thing, same suggestion, I also said to buff everything, so that, which would end up with it actually just being a slight buff to the grind rate of Glitchy Gum and 2 times items, but, you know, it would also really help out everyone else, too, so not too bad of a suggestion if I do say so myself, which I probably shouldn't, but, you know. Let's see. Probably about time for us to use another X gum, I would say. Yeah, there's a... Gums and game passes are quite overpowered when used together. And I understand most people can't afford the game passes, which is a big part of it too. So, buy creepy, stay safe, don't do anything stupid. I used my last 3 today for Quest 20 from Leo. Yeah, oh man. Some of those quests take a lot of items. I know what you mean. It's like... I mean, it is still about the same time save no matter when you use it. But, you know. It is... Those gums do not last a long time. I would suggest people, if you guys have the time, on like your current rebirth, spend like an hour or 2 just grinding out gums from the back doors so you have a decent supply for when you rebirth next. That's just one of the things I like to do each life, is grind out some gum to get ready for the next one. What's my sensitivity for my camera? My camera is 2.79, I think. It's a little bit low. I usually have it at max. I may have accidentally hit it a bit. But not going to change it now and throw off myself completely. I don't know what my mouse sensitivity is at. I don't know where to find that setting. I'm quite bad at when it comes to knowing all the settings for like gaming and stuff, what to have, all that information. So. Oh yeah, that quest. I went through that one. I mean, it's not too bad. I definitely used a little bit of gum on that, I think, too. So, but with 2 times items, makes a big difference for those item quests. And also just putting in like 10 or 20 minutes of mindless grinding doesn't hurt either. There have been times that I've gone on autopilot for a few hours and grinded a bit on something. So, yeah. Our XCOM has run out, I have noticed. We are only 4 ghosts away though, so we might as well grab last few ghosts and then go upgrade and collect the quests at the same time. We are a bit ahead on our battery already, so we can purchase that. We should be probably one-shotting at this point all the ghosts that we currently have access to. Okay, that's fine. Dinner's definitely doing stuff in real life or homework, or there's a lot of other things that you could be doing rather than watching a YouTube video. Let's see. We need a few more hay bales, so a little bit of loot gum in the barn, and we should be pretty much good. Let's see. Then I'll have to always get vacuum gum and nitro gum. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Some of the gums, you have a lot of gums like that you never use, and then a few gums that you are actually used quite a bit, so I definitely know what you mean with having a lot of some of those gums. What gum did we use again? Ah, that explains it. We used a basic gum instead of a glitchy one. Oh well. Not a big deal. I mean, it is still oat gum. At least I didn't use something like bunny gum on accident. I do that every once in a while when I'm, or not bunny gum per se, but like when I go back for the obby quest, I accidentally used an X gum again, and it's like, oh, I guess now I have to go do the obby. And instead of just jumping once and getting it done with, you have to go around and do the obby. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but that's something I end up doing quite a bit, is using a X gum instead of a bunny gum, and then all of a sudden I have to go do the obby or be joined to be able to use a bunny gum. Alright, where we are on our items. We have all the hay bales we need, and a ridiculous amount more of that. So I think I'll check to see if I can buy a better battery. I don't think so. And then just start going from the spaceship through the barn and looping all those again. I mean, this is the hardest Atena level in my opinion, so not surprised that it's taking a little bit longer than a few gums. A little bit longer than a few gums means like 10 minutes instead of 5 like all the other levels have taken, but you know, bear with me. But in the barn is a ladder that, yeah, that is a weird, I think everyone's had a theory on that, and nothing's ever happened with it. It just kind of sits there doing absolutely nothing, confusing everyone. Along with this outshoot, although at one point this outshoot was used for a Easter egg for the Easter event last year, so it has somewhat of a use, but at the same time, it is still quite pointless to have those random stuff in these areas, so yeah. We'll go back through grabbing a few additional items, and then go talk to Billy again. Yeah, nothing's down there yet, and I don't know if they'll ever add anything down there. I mean, anything could have gone down there, so yeah, it's interesting to see. Let's open that, and then yeah, there's a lot of stuff in games like that that just don't make too much sense, but are just kind of added by the devs for some reason or another, and kind of made sense at the time. Like for instance, even in Ghost Simulator, the ghost in the volcano drop antenna parts, because when their devs were originally making it, they didn't know what they were going to do after antenna level 10, but they probably had a plan for it, and so they just kind of decided to stick with that, and so the ghost in the volcano, even though that's the last upgrading to the volcano is the last time you'll ever need antenna parts, the ghost in volcano still drop the antenna parts, so yeah. It's not surprising that games have random stuff like that. I mean, the wiki has random stuff like that. My YouTube channel has random stuff like that. Like, that I'll probably never use, but I did anyways. Like, making content on... whatever. I've made a lot of content on games that I'm probably never going to ever touch again. But yeah. Let's go see. Let's use a glitchy X-Gum. But does a lucky cat drop double with boss? No. The lucky cat is a weird drops. It only drops one no matter what game passes, gum, or other things that you do with it. So it's more to prevent it from being overpowered, since one lucky loot bag is quite overpowered on its own, since it drops quite a bit of gems and crate keys, or a decent amount of crate keys. I mean, it's not per every loot bag, but if it worked with 2 times the items or gum or basically anything, it'd be quite broken. So, kind of makes sense for it to only drop one of each item no matter what, and it's kind of special in that way, but, you know, it is what it is. I kind of think it's funny how some of the quests have changed from main hub to Ghost World to the Backdoor. I mean, it's not as obvious since they have updated a lot of the main hub, or all of the main hub quest lines I think have been updated and made easier over time, as they've expanded the game and made that part easier. But like compared to the Ghost World, all the ones in the Backdoor are quite pretty much cookie cutter and all require about the same amount of stuff, and rely heavily on the use of basic quest lines like this rather than a lot of random stuff from that you have to go back and get a lot of special ghosts. Like a lot of the Ghost World quest lines are special ghost heavy, where you just have to get a lot of special ghosts from current area and then also get some ghosts from previous areas, but you know. We should be able to upgrade our battery a decent amount. I think I'll save though, to just get the last one. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't drop 2 times with anything because otherwise it would probably be pretty overpowered. See, we've been streaming for right around an hour now. We are about halfway done, I think, with the quests in the Backdoor. Maybe a little bit more. But yeah, so about 2 hours going to be spent on Backdoor upgrades, and then another like 15 to 30 minutes will be spent on Finsley, and then I'll do probably the last hour and 30 minutes on Shelly. See how far we can get through hers. Which I'm not going to be too hopeful about, since Shelly's a long quest line, and each of her quests sometimes take anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes apiece. So. Alright, we have enough to buy a single upgrade, or single maxed equipment, which will probably be a backpack, or not a backpack, a battery. Do you think the game is pay to win? Most aspects of the game, I would say this game isn't pay to win. With the addition of gum and the rebirths, 2 times items is, I would consider a pay to win aspect of the game at this point. But in terms of like getting good pets, like the luck drops, basically everything other than 2x items and game passes and the limited store, I would not consider pay to win. So, yeah. And, I mean, honestly, Gum wasn't too much pay to win until they added rebirths, where it became really obvious the difference between grinding and backdoor between people with and without game passes. So, game does a really good job in most cases of being a pretty fair game for everyone. But yeah. Yeah. But from a developer standpoint, I definitely understand why they have this stuff that they have for the pay to win. So, because when you're developing something like that, you kind of need to make a profit, or otherwise you aren't going anywhere. Your game will just close into oblivion as you have to spend time doing other stuff instead of working on it. Let's see. Wow. Okay. This is going to be fun. I'm trying to think if I need to use any gum during this, or I'll be fine to do all this without. Guess we might as well use some glitchy X gum. But sheesh, that's a lot of ghosts. It's been a while since I did Billy. I think I now remember why people considered him painful. Is there one like this for Riley, or is it only for Billy? I'm trying to remember if there was anything. I mean, there's 8 special ghosts from each area, which is like 2 respawns. It's nothing compared to 40 normal ghosts. Oh well. Let's stick through it. At some point I want to go for a Cosmic Wing. I know that takes, probably for me, it'll probably take close to 10 hours worth of grinding for gems and everything, but I feel like that would be fun to just go for a Cosmic Wing to see how much we could get. Probably also another like 5 hours to get the lucky gum necessary to have enough for it. And then we'd probably also have to clear out some of my pet space, which would be sad to do, but I mean, yeah, I probably need to do that at some point, because 300 purples is not doing much to help with inventory stuff. So let's see. Well, with the Master Hunt pack, you could actually skip Finsley. He's a pain as well. Yeah, I mean, not compared to some of the other quest lines, but yeah, definitely the ability to skip Finsley was pretty nice to see with the rebirth perks. I mean, it's not... It is a pretty nice one. It is kind of overlooked, and somewhat overrated too, even if it's underrated. It's somewhat overrated too. Since Finsley isn't too bad, to be honest. I mean, it is a lot of backtracking like all the main hub quest lines, but it's also shorter than some of the other ones that you do have to do. Yeah. Alright, we're about 2/5 of the way done with this quest line, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Great, I think, in my opinion. I'm reminded why when you rebirth grind, you don't do any of the quests in the back door, like Billy or Riley. I mean, Riley wouldn't be too bad. She's actually pretty quick. She was only like 30 minutes, I think. This is this has already been over 30, and we're still have 3 more quests after this one to do. So, yeah, it's going to be a long one. We can now buy the best disruptor, which is pretty nice. We'll go do that really quick, charge up. Today the server is rebooted for an update, but when we were back, the game, nothing seems to have changed. They were actually having a lot of problems with a few bugs that they were trying to fix, and a lot more bugs stem from fixing those bugs, and it was a whole mess. They had to reboot like, I think 3 to 4 times. It was quite funny to see. I know it's a pain for the developers when they have to do that, but it is what it is. There's a few bugs fixed. At one point they accidentally released the shop items that were going to be out for the Easter event, which I would guess, based off of them, they're like a ladybug and a bee and stuff, would be some sort of jungle-related thing with heavy animal featurement and stuff like that. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, it was a whole thing and a half. Yeah, I've sort of given up. There's really no reason for me to use any gum right now, so I'm not. Loot gum would kind of just go for waste, except, I mean, I could convert the items I would get from it to gum themselves, but at the same time, I probably don't need to worry about it too much. Let's see. Yeah, that's the thing about having 2 times items. Like, before I had 2 times items, I actually played this game quite a bit when I didn't have any of the game passes. Or, okay, I shouldn't say I didn't have any of them. I've had 2 times luck, quick unbox, 2 times souls I also had, and some of the capacity game passes for a little bit, before I really bought all of them, quite literally. But, yeah, the game took me like 10 hours to get through Billy, the first time when without items and everything, so, yeah. It's a grind and a half without game passes. I was just vacuuming my Mini King, then I saw the yellow message shot. I was pretty mad. Yeah. Yep. It is kind of annoying when it happens mid something. You could have been in the middle of final boss, which would have been worse. Down King isn't too bad. Especially if you just grind up. Do you think I'll make it onto the leaderboard for today? 57? Probably not. 57 is actually quite a bit. And it's not like I'm doing too much. More of just mid-tier grind work rather than hour-long grinds in the high-end places, so. Definitely the leaderboards have picked up a little bit since last week. Last week or even though, man, when was the last time I streamed with leaderboard stuff? I was like, what, a month ago? And it was like, bottom was like 30-ish, whatever that is. So not bad. It's kind of picking up. Let's see. We are almost done with here, and then we just need a few more from the spaceship and the barn, which should go by relatively quickly. On class 42 rebirths, I saw him today grinding anonymous, no life man. Yeah, I mean, that's... Alright, we should be back online, hopefully. My OBS decided to disconnect. Hopefully that wasn't too bad of a buffer, but, you know. Alright, let's see. Open any board crate, which shouldn't be too bad. There you go. Got a nice purple stacks. And basically should be done with Billy, I think. No, he has special ghosts too. How could I have forgotten this? Alright. Probably worthwhile to use some loot gum, honestly, to get some of the drops to convert to gum later. Will probably only amount to like 10 pieces of gum total, but you know, that's still 10 more than I would have gotten. Yeah. I have no idea what else to talk about. Let's see. Alright, we did use a glitchy gum. I mean, I might end up doing some Minecraft content. I still do have a few Ghost Sim ideas for videos, but I haven't really had time to work on them. Whereas, like, Minecraft content, or at least the stuff I'm producing, I know it's not quite the most interesting stuff to watch, but it's pretty simple to record, only taking like an hour or so for a 10 to 20 minute video, compared to Ghost Sim, which will probably take me about 3 hours to get a 10 to 20 minute video if I do any of my ideas. So we'll see how that turns out. Man, the special ghosts really just did not want to spawn, did they? How long does the run questline take on average? Because I'm willing to do it. I don't know. I would guess an hour-ish. Or 30 minutes to an hour, like Billy. Billy's currently inching up on the 45-minute mark for length. But yeah, I really don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Probably should use another loot gum. That's what I like to see. 2 special ghosts in an area, since that really does help. Yeah, the chat is quite silent. I know a lot of people are probably just chilling and watching in the background. That's fine. Not really expecting anyone to show up to these streams, honestly. More of a way for me to get some random content on Ghost Simulator out there. At YouTube, at the same time, I'm actually playing Ghost Simulator myself. Instead of having to make Ghost Sim content or grind, I can do both at the same time. So, yeah. See. How are we doing on quests? We're about halfway done-ish with most of them, I guess. A little bit less. So, like 4 more loot gums, do you think? We'll see. Should turn into a decent amount of gum in the end. Let's grab those and then head off down here. Welcome back, Creppy. Hopefully you had a good break, or whatever you're doing during that time. Oh, you're at 10 level 19 now? Nice. I know those Eternal levels, those last few Eternal levels are a little bit faster than the ones preceding them, so that's pretty nice to get to them. But yeah, it's definitely upgrading the Eternal level is pretty nice no matter what. Got those. Re-loot gum up. Honestly, I think there should be probably an add-all to, like, just like an button at the bottom next to, for the gum converter, a button next to the convert that adds all of your items to the gum machine and make converting a little bit faster. I mean, it's pretty fast since an auto clicker works on the buttons, allowing you to click pretty fast. But at the same time, it'd be nice to be able for everyone to just click one button and instantly convert all their items to gum. I haven't picked Key Hack Pack. I don't think many people have picked Key Hack Pack. So, yeah, that's pretty good ideas, never picking Key Hack Pack. Let's see. Not gonna lie, this Billy is taking a lot longer than I was expecting. These last few quests are quite painful for, they are balanced at least for everyone's use, but at the same time, as much as I like balance in everything, it's still long. Like 5 minutes of quest? Sheesh, that's way too long for me. I know 15 minutes isn't that bad. It's actually been a little bit longer than 15 minutes for this quest line. Closer to 6 currently, and we still have a little bit more to go, but whatever. Alright, one more bee, and we got that. We'll charge up, teleport over to the spaceship, and then use another gum again. I have 278, I only have 25. I'm not doing the last quest, because yeah, it's not really worthwhile. I'm mainly doing it since the event ghosts have a set amount of HP, and it'll help a little bit with them. Small bit, at least. And someone sent me a text message, which is quite unusual. But, you know. Yeah. I mean, it's not the best thing, Billy. I wouldn't suggest anyone going for it normally. Only reason I'm going for the Billy's quest, the particle accelerator, is because of the event, and because might as well, you know, just have it. So yeah, we'll see how that works. But yeah, I definitely don't go for Billy's questline if you're, and any other reason. There's no reason for you to do Billy's questline, unless you want to spend an hour of your life on something you'll never use. We are now done with that. I think the last quest is just items, which I should already have a pretty breeze through that one, so it should just ding and instantly get the next one. And is there a good reason to do Rowan? Actually, for Rowan, for the event, since it does do damage to, might do damage to the boss, but it'll also do damage to ghosts, so you can set ghosts down to 1 HP, and then if other people go and vacuum them, you'll get the drops from them, which is really nice to do. So yeah, I'd say actually doing Rowan is actually a decent idea for the event, if you want to. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Let's see. Probably about time for me to continue using glitchy loot gum. No reason not to, I guess. I can't, I'm 18 at the moment. Okay, I mean, these are just, I mean, this is just my thoughts on the different upgrades. Honestly, as long as you have, like, a decent pack from Ghost World, and I mean, you don't even need a good vacuum, you literally just need a good pack for basically the only thing that matters a lot for the event, since you can get a bit of Ecto tokens, which you can convert to gems from grinding the boss. Depending on how long the boss is. If it's like a short 2-minute boss, then that'll be pretty awesome, like bow bosses, for conversions and all that stuff, so, but we'll see. Can't get it. I'm doing run right now, so I'll get it. Yeah, there's a lot of quests that are, I mean, they can help. They're not the most useful, but, I mean, there's really no reason why not to have them during the event. Like, I like the, if you're planning on rebirthing, honestly, I'm not, so, if you are planning on rebirthing, doing any of these quests is anything other than what's absolutely necessary is not really worthwhile, except for, like, magnetism, but that's a small section of the thing, that really doesn't matter. I'm not rebirthing today. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Wait until after the Easter event to rebirth, or until you're at least done with the Easter event, since you're going to have a lot of more difficulties grinding the event if you're just rebirthed than if you are maxed out. So, grab all of these. Next one I think is going to be upgrade antenna, I believe. No, it's upgrade opening a crate. I can open a crate. That was not crate 10. This is crate 10. There you go. Not bad. Yeah. Yeah, definitely wait until after the event for stuff. I wonder if those notification dings from my computer are coming out through the audio system. That'd be quite hilarious to figure out later. That's all of the random notifications I'm getting now is coming out. Upgrade it there. Where are we at? So we should be pretty close, I think. No, we're a decent bit away from that. So we'll use one more loot gun. This shouldn't take too long. The drops from here are a lot more generous than in the previous areas. So, yeah. We hear the notifications of Windows, I think. Interesting. Why is it snowing? Is it snowing around where you live? The weather's been weird this year. Like, basically everywhere in the US. But, like, still, it's even later. Like, it snowed early, April for me, but even in May, I guess, probably could still be snowing. I guess you could live in, like, Alaska or something, snows normal, and you're just kind of saying that to joke around. But, yeah, weather's been weird this year. Snow in March? Oh, on my screen. Oh, okay, I have no idea. Oh, snow. Probably the snowflake. Yeah, that's why there's the random snow particle effects. But yeah. It's kind of cool to see what some of the pets give off particle effects, and it's a little bit confusing to see them if you haven't noticed them before. I think Snowflake's the only one that I have currently equipped that does that, but, you know, still. We'll grab a few more of those. I think probably his best bet is just to continue using loot gum. Alright, let's see. Round is going to be a little bit longer. The Agent's HU is going to take a little bit to unlock and stuff, but it's not going to be too bad. And I have no idea why. Also, where do you get life cycle? You get life cycle, I think you get that one from completing Fern. So if you've done Fern again, you'd have 2. And if I've had like 4 of it now, and deleted 2 of them since they're technically worthless. Although I do consider a lot of pets worthless, which really aren't. I'm quite extreme with how my description of worthless. Yeah. The life cycle? Oh, you might actually, yeah. Okay, never mind. I might have been wrong about life cycle. Yeah, I'm not perfect on all of my where everything comes from, so I am definitely bound to get a few things wrong. Let's upgrade that really quick. They took everything off the Easter event page. I think they moved on the wiki. Huh. Yeah, it's confirmed to be called a spring event, so I could definitely understand that. Or it could just be Ghost Simulator or the fandom being weird. Yeah, it moved to 21 spring event, and they haven't updated. I'll go do that right now. So they moved it to the spring event, so and fandom's being a little bit weird for me right now, so not going to try to move the top nav to match. Sheesh, did I not get like any Ector coffee drops or what? Whatever, shouldn't take too much to get get another 30. Like what, like 2 ghosts? If that. Oh yeah, I definitely know what you mean. It's weird having the ghosts that are completely opaque and your camera can't zoom through them and your camera just gets kind of stuck on them. I don't like that, but you know. Alright, and then that one was upgraded antenna, and then it'll be collect some stuff from the Bloxbite HQ. Alright, there we go. I guess we wasted about half the loot gum, which, I mean, isn't bad. Yeah. What was I talking about? I kind of lost my train of thought. We're looking at some now. for a little bit. Like there's these. Yeah, sometimes streams are like that. I don't really blame anyone for not talking. Honestly, it's kind of nice to see that not everyone talking, because if everyone was talking, I'd probably have to figure out someone else to help moderate the chat while I play, which in itself might become a problem, and having people chat is a big thing that I don't want to have to deal with right now, so yeah. I mean, it's nice to have people chat, but if there's a lot of people chatting, I have to pay a little bit more attention to the chatting than I am to the game. But yeah, it's still nice to see you guys chatting, even if people do spam. I mean, if you guys spam, that just shows that I'm big enough to draw an audience that wants to harm it, which means that y'all are jealous of me. So yeah. But anyways, hello. You're a new person. I haven't seen you around in the streams. You could have just been usually not talking. I don't blame you if you do. I mean, not talking in streams. I rarely put myself out there. So yeah. I definitely understand just lurking for few years before saying anything. But anyways, I'm gonna keep working on Rowan. We've only been working about 10 minutes, or about halfway through, I'd guess. Or I guess not quite halfway, depending on how hard his last 3 quests are. If they're anything like Billy, it's barely a dent in his quest line so far. But we'll see. Yeah, it'd be very crowded. Yeah. There's pros and cons to everything when it comes to like size and stuff. Which is why I'm basically fine with anything. I've said it before, but it's one of the biggest reasons why I end up doing these streams is not for you guys to watch. It's more for me to get some actual Ghost Simulator done. Otherwise, I'd end up procrastinating watching YouTube videos for 12 hours a day, and both getting nothing that I feel like I would want to get done, and also no homework done. At least this way I can get something fun done, and then get myself into a mood to just sit down and get some homework done. I mean, currently I'm a little bit behind in my Matrix math class, which is somewhat annoying because I'm not understanding much of what's being said, wherein I usually am quite good at figuring out how math works and stuff. I mean, I understand the gist of it, but some like I don't remember any of like the theorems and stuff and the models to use to solve some of it, which is just kind of becoming a cumulative problem as more and more of them stack on top of each other. From rebirth grinding, honestly, not really. I remember I'm very bad with names, so I do apologize for not remembering you. But yeah, it's nice to see you come back to another one of my streams. Yeah, it's not really that I hate math. I'm actually quite kind of like math, and I know the Matrix stuff that I'm currently working on is actually really interesting. But at the same time, I'm not being the best student currently. I am definitely not paying attention as much as I should be. But yeah. Yep. Let's see. We're almost done with this quest. Only 4 more normal ghosts left, which, I mean, it'll take a little bit longer than the gum I have left, but that's not going to be too big of an issue. It's only a few items I'd miss anyways. And grab one last ghost and call it good. Hopefully we have enough items to unlock that along with the win the quest, but we'll see. Okay. Complete the hobby. Shouldn't be too hard. There you go. Wow, I'm vacuuming anonymous and a kid is asking why he can't see it and he has a rebirth. He has rebirth once already. You only get it if you get the Ghostly Vision Game Pass, but yeah, there's a lot of things in Ghost Simulator that aren't completely obvious to a new player, which in some respects is a good thing, so that they don't feel overwhelmed and everything, but on the other side, it is somewhat annoying that when you get asked all these questions because people haven't got to that point yet about it, but that's just kind of how it is. I like math. It's been a new teacher. If they try to make learning stuff impossible instead, make you do something you've never done before and your work ethic. Yeah, a lot of what the problem with school is how like both people's work ethic. Because I like being lazy, and so I'm lazy throughout school, and sometimes my grade reflects that. And yeah, it also is a lot about how good of a teacher you have too. So there's a little bit of luck involved there, and so if you get a good math teacher and that likes you and you got a lot of other stuff aligned, you can actually enjoy something, and that can really shape how your whole life works. Let's grab the gems. Let's see. How are we doing? This is, I think, probably going to shape up a little bit like Billy's quests, and I have to go get some normal, special, and then anything else. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'd need to do. Yeah, I think it's just going to be basically like the last few of Billy once I'm done with this. So. Oh, you work so fast. Welcome back, Darius. Yeah, I've spent a few hours grinding through here, so along with having good pets really helps out a bit too. So yeah, but a few hours spent definitely has allowed me to be quite quick at how fast, along with game passes and gum, and everything basically is quite stacked towards those who grind, and makes watching someone who grinds a lot weird, makes it look pretty quick. But yeah. I think I already said welcome back, but if not, welcome back, Darius. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, since apparently well, not apparently, I know I'm not good at pronouncing names, but yeah. Yep. I ramble a little bit too much in my own opinion on these streams, but that's kind of the nature of streams, I guess, is to do a little bit of rambling here and there. Talk about how cute and annoying your cat is, you know, necessary. Let's see. We've used about, I think, 25 glitchy gum now, glitchy loot gum, which, I mean, that's actually. It's about how much you'd normally use when grinding through the backdoor, I think. So that's not bad. But still. Well, you said my name right. It's pretty easy, but it's not American or English. I'm good at pronouncing English words, but English is bad at pronouncing English words. So, yeah, English words and knowing how to pronounce English words is basically impossible, and then applying that to other languages becomes a whole nightmare. So, kudos to people who do know how to actually, like, speak multiple languages. I am not that intelligent of a human being to be able to manage that, so, man, you guys all probably put in way more work than me into some of those stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty much amazing. Yeah, it's as much as English is actually a pretty difficult language, I've heard, but at the same time, it's the modern language. I air quotes again, and because us Americans are way too lazy to learn another language, it turns into this whole big deal about being able to speak good English, and it's like, then at the same time, I realize that we Americans are quite lazy when it comes to pronunciation, spelling, let's see, understanding other people's culture. It's, yeah, just kind of how it is, unfortunately. No offense intended, but if you're going to take offense to that, I'm not going to take it back. I stand by most of the things I say, even if they're quite obnoxious and annoying to certain groups of people. But most of the time, I try to be as kind as possible and give everyone the benefit of the doubt, unless you're being really annoying, at which point bad things happen. Probably have a Discord message telling me to please move something. Nope, I do not yet. Welcome back. Yeah, I need to learn Latin too, which is just, why would you learn Latin? Yeah, I have no idea. I really don't see any point in learning any language other than English. But that's a very, that's just me being lazy, to be honest. But, I mean, it is cool to have another language that you know, but at the same time, it is a little bit pointless. What is the language you learn at school except English? As an example, we're learning English and French. Yeah, I know a lot of, even in the US, you should probably take a foreign language, for, like, if you're planning on going to university and college, which I am not planning on doing anything other than, community college, bachelor degree, which isn't much, to be honest, but it'll be enough for me to get a job, and if I need, or when I need, I can't imagine, not needing a job at some point in my life. I'll definitely need one at some point, but yeah, it's definitely, something that most things are required, so, I mean, I understand, like, France, yeah, there's a lot of good languages that it's nice to know. Spanish being one of the bigger ones for most people that speak English, and then if, like, even, like, Chinese or whatever that's called. I know it's not called Chinese, I know it's Mandarin. Learning Mandarin's actually probably pretty cool, since a lot of people speak Mandarin, and Hindi, I think. Or is that a religion, or I think it's a text that India uses. I'm not entirely sure. I'm very, very I'm not that culturally learned, so probably getting a lot of things wrong. But those two languages a lot of people do speak, even though those countries are using English since they need to trade with us, and we are very, very rude. But yeah. Oh man, you guys are all putting me to shame. I was in high school. I took American Sign Language, which is, I only took it because I really needed, or I could use, I was kind of needed to take a foreign language, otherwise I probably wouldn't have. Schools don't, I mean, it wasn't required to graduate high school, but at the same time, it was one of the things that high schools do kind of look for, so, or colleges do, so get those for college and stuff. So America's schools are quite lazy when it comes to required stuff. Like, you need to learn one language for 2 years and stuff, and I went really lazy and decided just to basically relearn basically a dialect of English, which with sign language stuff, but it wasn't actually that bad. It was somewhat difficult. I don't remember too much, but it was definitely the easier option out of all of the foreign language options at my high school. In terms of being lazy, it was a very lazy class, but it was actually pretty interesting. I kind of wish I remembered a little bit more and studied a little bit harder after the fact, but at the same time, during the fact, I didn't want to put in as much work since humans are quite lazy when it comes to what they want to do. And I can definitely see the use of learning multiple languages, though. It's be able to not have to rely solely on one thing for everything. You can communicate to more people and all that stuff. So, yeah. Alright, let's grab that. And last quest. What's his last quest? I don't even know. Oh, over parts. Alright, that's cool. That one's one. The next one is over here. And that'll be Rowan. Took me about 30 minutes, so for whoever was asking, it takes you about 30 minutes to do Rowan. A lot shorter, about half the time as Billy, same length as Riley. Which is pretty cool. Something went wrong with your mic? Yeah, it glitches every once in a while. Probably has something to do with it being a Bluetooth, and whatever not. So, it's not a high quality mic. I'm perfectly aware that it glitches every once in a while, and that the quality of it is in general pretty low. It's not bad, but it's also not good. So, yeah. But there you go. Got overcharge. That'll be quite helpful for the event. That took us about a minute 45, so we'll have a little bit to go back to the main hub and complete Finsley. 5 streams, kind of like the particle accelerator. Not really useful. It's not useful at all for normal gameplay, but it could have some mild use for the event. We'll see. So yeah, it's not really one of the things. So we'll go put up. That one, I think, is what I need to track. So, yeah. Yeah, at least your mic works. Yeah, I know. Actually, on that thing of things not working, my normal computer audio, my laptop has inbuilt speakers like, everything else, have decided that they don't exist anymore, so I can no longer play music through my normal computer. I do have headphones and also earbuds that I use most of the time anyways, so it's not a big deal. Sometimes, like, really? Why would you just all of a sudden not be able to find your normal micro speakers? It's my computer's being a little bit weird as time goes on. Like, first the fingerprint scanner broke for signing in, which is kind of obnoxious. I mean, it's not too bad. It's like, what, maybe 10 seconds of my time every time I log on my computer once a day? But still. Yeah, I couldn't speak at online lessons since my mic was yeah, when mics break, they break. It's just kind of how it is. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate when it happens. And so, it's one of those things that you have to live with when it happens. But, a lot of penguin spawns. Probably should be grabbing the miners at the same time to allow the ghosts to respawn, so I'd get multitasking at the same time. But, not too bad of a deal. Yeah, I've already got a little bit of work done into some of these quests. Like, Fern, I noticed I was about halfway through already. And Shelly, I'd started Shelly, I don't think I got anywhere close to even partially through hers. I think it was like quest 6 or no, quest 12. Okay, we did get a third of the way before I started the stream, but yeah, these are the last 3 quests I'm planning on doing. Fern, I suggest all of you guys doing Fern every single time you do a rebirth. She does give you 33 crate keys during her quest line, and her quests only take about an hour, meaning you get 33 crate keys, which equates to about 33 of the chroma float boxes, which is quite a big deal since that takes a decent amount of time to grind out those keys. So yeah. Hello, welcome to another stream. It's good to see a new person out. Haven't seen you before. So welcome to the stream. It's quite nice to see new people coming into these streams every once in a while. I know I'm not really big streamers, so, yeah, I'm not a big YouTuber, so it's not really that, it's not that common, so it's nice to see when it happens. Let's see. Thank you all for all your support, honestly. I don't know if I'd probably be just focusing more on my schoolwork, which I probably should be doing anyways, rather than doing these streams, but, yeah, it's definitely with all your support, it's allows me to, justify taking this time to do the stream. Talking about support, I want to check something really quick. Your channel. So, in case anyone's wondering, I am currently sitting at 299 subscribers, which, is quite ridiculous. Think about that. I am basically, I'm almost 30% of the way towards monetizing, which most of that growth has just been in the last, since the last big update, the Rebirth update on Ghost Simulator, which kind of makes sense since Ghost Simulator probably got a pretty big boost in its popularity since it added the Rebirths, since that's a pretty big update to the game, which I'm not going to complain too much about. I mean, it does show how much more I'm reliant on game updates rather than actual my own content, but I'm not going to complain too much. So, yeah. But 300 soon, done. Yeah, I realized that me saying that was basically akin to getting everyone in the chat to, or everyone listening to subscribe, which, I mean, I'm not a fan of asking for people to subscribe. I mean, I'm not going to plug that every 5 minutes in a video. I'm going to ask every once in a while because it is support that I like to see, but, yeah, it's just hit 300, which is pretty crazy. Thank you to everyone who has done so. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I did not ever think I'd be, like, I've actually had a YouTube account for, like, the last 3 years, I think, now. Actually, maybe even longer. I've made videos very inconsistently, like months between at some points, and so wasn't really anything more than a past hobby. I did not ever really think I would start growing at the ridiculous pace I did once the Ghost Sim Rebirth update dropped. That was quite ridiculous to see people coming out in mass to the streams and watching my videos and stuff. So definitely continued making Ghost Simulator content for a while. Yeah, thank you. Back to our normally scheduled program of vacuuming 50 ghosts from the construction yard to complete Kinsley's quest, which probably won't help me at all for the event, but, you know. Yeah, please don't, please be aware of not promoting me too much. I don't want to promote myself, and I don't want to ask anyone else to promote me, since that usually isn't allowed in most places, and gives... I don't like the reputation that comes from having myself promoted in mass by, like, everyone because they want to see me grow. I mean, it's touching that you do that, but please try to maintain, like, I don't know how to say it, but, yeah, there's some things that I don't like how it feels, if you understand what I mean. Like, I don't promote myself on Discord at all. Very rarely, actually. I do occasionally, but it's very rarely and always subtle. But yeah. Do you have a Discord server? No, I mean, I could set one up, but at the same time, I really don't think it's necessary for the 200 of you that would end up coming, just yet to, or 200? 200 was an overestimate. I think it'd be probably closer to like 30 to 50 of you. It just doesn't make sense for me to set that up for, a few people for now. But we'll see as time progresses. I was thinking maybe 500 subscribers I'd do stuff like that. We'll see. I know I'm not going to make a big deal of milestones with like some people do with like big celebrations, but those milestones are pretty nice to get for me to see that maybe I should be looking into some stuff like upgrading figuring out better recording software, or getting a Discord, or starting webcam stuff like that. So yeah. Hello. Bye. 10 out of 17. Yay. Nice job. I know those Nintendo levels are a pretty big deal for most people. So definitely grinding those out is definitely worthwhile. So good job on that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I really wish more people played Ghost Simulator, but I kind of can understand why it's not. Roblox is really, at this point, a game for younger people, like the people under 13 for role-playing and stuff. Which really doesn't fit into the Ghost Simulator's grind and extensive lore, which takes a lot to understand. It's a very long game, which has its place. I really like long games. You don't need to put them down. You can just keep playing them year after year, compared to games that you pick up for 2-3 hours and then you're done with it. Which some games are like that, and I mean, they have their place, and they definitely can catch the attention span of the people these days that have that free time, like the kids and stuff. So, but yeah. No, that's not my Discord. That is the Wiki Discord. I know I'm the head admin in the Wiki Discord, but that is not my Discord. That is the Discord for the Wiki, which is a community-based thing where people are working on just making sure that the Wiki looks as good as possible and functions nicely. So yeah, Wiki is definitely a good place to get information, and basically helps a lot with me figuring out what are shop pets and what aren't. Like, I've been away for about a year, so I have no idea what any of the more recent shop boards and pets are, so I have to go look in there every time someone offers me a trade at any point to be like, what is that item? I mean, honestly, most of the trades I just kind of say no to, since I'm only looking for like 2 to 3 specific items most of the time, so it's pretty easy to decide what to accept and what not to accept, since it's basically, at this point, the Bloxbite Fandom server is not mine. It's a community project, and at some point I will retire from it, not in a few years, but still, it's basically a community thing. So I do not have a server. I am in that server. I'm also in the main Bloxbite server, but that does not make them mine. Technically, I'm not even the owner of that server. Blues is, but he's rarely on. Has a lot of other stuff that he's been working on. He's being the developer for a different game, I think, and so he's been working on that one quite a bit. So yeah, but yeah, it's a community project. The wiki is, so calling it someone's is not correct. calling someone part of it, yeah, that's true. But yep. Mistakes are making in the live chat. Yeah, I mean, mistakes are common. I make a lot of mistakes, to be honest. Like on one of my rebirth grinding videos, I mistakenly said that you need to collect like 5 hammers, when in fact you don't, since the going through the Jesse's quest, you already get that. And there's also a few other mistakes in that video, but I'm not going to dwell on that. Mistakes are a part of life, and I just need to move on. I've made a lot of mistakes in the wiki too. Like, for instance, this spring event, I basically had all the information wrong the first time I wrote up that page. But that's just kind of how those things work. Milestones that you turned 900 billion ectoplasm into gems. I literally don't even have that much in my entire career. Yeah, it's not a big milestone, but yeah, that's, I know, a pretty big thing for a lot of you guys, is turning in that much. So there's a big discrepancy between the high-end grinders, the medium grinders, which I consider myself part of, and then the standard player, which most of you guys are probably part of. Like, I know a lot of you guys haven't done anything more than the bare necessities, and so aren't able to grind an hour to get a few million gems like some people are. But yep. Yes. At some point, I am planning on grinding for a classified cosmic wing. Rough math says that'll take about 10 hours, plus probably another 5 hours for some gum for it. I think that's probably even a little bit of a lowball estimate if I get lucky. I think I need at least 1 billion gems for that, and seeing how my lifetime's barely 200 million, might take a little bit longer than what I'm expecting. We'll see though how time permits. It'll probably be something that I do over the summer, when I have literally all the time in the world to stream and record Ghost Similar content. So yeah, well, summer is definitely going to be a pretty busy time for my channel. Probably will hit 500 by the end of summer, if not sooner. It'd be crazy. It's crazy to think about that those numbers are realistic for me, hitting 500 by the end of summer. But given the fact that in like the last 3 months alone I've grown 200 plus subscribers, it's not unreasonable. What pet crate do you get, Bexflyer? I love to get the pet, but it's hard if you don't even know what crate it drops. That one's from crate 10. Wiki's helpful for information like that. And Cosmic Wing is crate 11. Cloudwave, the newest one, is in the Void crate. So yeah, those are the 3 best pets in the game, followed by the Divine Ocular Overseer. And there's a lot of other classifieds, or stat-wise, there's a lot of other better pets for rarity and stuff, especially since divine pets aren't even tradable. Means they're technically worthless. But, you know, it's what it is. But, yeah, it's, those high-tier classifieds take, close to 1 billion gems to get, so, I wouldn't expect any of you guys to be able to get those anytime soon. Which, I mean, it's reasonable, but at the same time, it's kind of sad to know that you probably won't ever get one of those classifieds. And I never thought I'd be able to get a classified, but I'm realizing that with the new rebirth stuff, I do actually have a decent chance at them. Not as much as the people who've grinded 50 plus rebirths and are able to get like 1 million gems from one ghost, but those people aside, I'm doing pretty good with this rebirth update. Is Highest reading these? Highest is sometimes. I am a little bit busy, but I am trying to read them. So pets from crates are actually good. Not as good as they, not really. There's many other better options than going for the high-tiered classifieds, and they're really rare to get, so, it's a lot easier, better options to go for. For instance, developer heads are pretty easy to get. If you have 2x items, ocular overseers are probably your best bet. Well, my friend with 10 and 12 and no rebirths pulled a rain wave or something. I'm jealous. Yeah, that's the thing about those classifieds. In my opinion, any classified under in the main hub is not really worth too much. Especially rain wave. Rain wave's pretty easy to get. Especially because only costs like 1 million gems, I think. Maybe 2 at the most, which is not that much. And so a lot of people can get it. It's just more of taking the time to get it. So, and a little bit of luck. But yeah, it's definitely cool to have them when you do. So, good on your friend. It's very low in stats, so I wouldn't bother getting a rain wave ever. I think the only classified pet I've ever had was a Sunny, which I traded for and then very quickly traded away for stonks. I'm very bad at trading, by the way, in this game. Or, not very bad. I'm relatively bad at trading in this game. I've made a lot of bad trades, in the name of science, of course. So I just kind of wash them under the rug and say, they're serving a purpose, and call it good. And what I mean by that is my egg drop collection. Yeah. I have 15 and 10 and no rebirth. Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't have a rebirth. It's a pretty big grind for it, so yeah, just keep grinding and you'll eventually get some good stuff. Around there too. I also have jetpack, but have ring battery and disruptor. Yeah, I know it takes a while without good pets to get some of those better equipments, but really the only thing you can do is grind. There's not much really else to say other than grinding. Yeah, I mean, if you have Robux, you can buy game passes, but for most people, I don't think game passes are really the best option for Ghost Simulator. I mean, it's great to support the developers, but if you aren't doing play any more than like 5 hours total, or 5 hours? Like 10 hours total of Ghost Sim, it probably isn't worthwhile to buy game passes. I mean, it could be, but you know, if you're playing more than 10 hours, yeah, buying some game passes is probably going to be pretty good for you. Did you know the beat Squirreled with Hot Rod Vacuum? Yeah, I know Ghost World is something that a lot of people just kind of go through as fast as possible. It's one of the jokes that really hasn't been addressed at all. Is the fact that people can basically go straight into Ghost World, have no idea what to do, and just start working on Gatekeeper to get to the next antenna level, rather than slowly going through and making their upgrades. I know, like, some people don't have the pets to get the souls, to get the better equipment, to get everything faster, and that is a small problem that could get addressed at some point, but whatever. I won't do Riley even if you pay me. I mean, Riley is short compared to Billy, so, but yeah, I don't blame you for not wanting to do those quest lines. It's basically a waste of time if you plan on rebirthing, and so, yeah, don't blame me there. My biggest mistake with my career is that I did all the NPCs Ghost. How does that sound? That's not bad. I mean, for the first time going through, I did all the quest lines, of course. Back when I was in Ghost World was the last area, so doing all those quest lines is pretty nice. Especially if you, on that rebirth, grinded a lot, and like Backdoor, grinded a lot of bosses and everything like that. That would actually be, in my opinion, a good idea, is doing all those quest lines, and then spending like 20 hours or so working on gums, better gems, get some good pets from the final boss. Yeah, a lot of stuff that you can do with those upgrades, in my opinion. On like your first life, I would suggest for most people to do all the quest lines I mean, it gives you a sense of how the game works. And just taking your time on your first life really helps you cement how you feel about the game. And so you know what things are. Taking some time so it makes your next life a bit easier. Yeah, it's not a bad idea on your first life to do all that stuff. Yeah, okay, to be fair, Jax is a little bit long, so I understand where you're getting at with that. Yeah, Jax is maybe not the best use of time. Or Dylan, or any of those other, any of the pet quests are probably not worthwhile to do if you, on your first rebirth, but, I mean, they can help, but, yeah, I mean, we're scrolling. Popstar, where are you, Popstar? There you go. We have my main Popstar. This thing's like a year or two old at this point. It's quite ridiculous to think about. The fact that I've had items for 2 years now on Ghost Simulator. Or maybe not quite 2 years. About a year and a half, I guess, would be probably a better estimate, but whatever. And there we are. We should have all the streams. There we go. Multiple streams unlocked. Basically useless for what I'm working on right now, but it might be able to help during events. So, yeah, we're getting all the upgrades. Let's teleport over to Ghost World and start working on Shelly. We're about 2 hours and 15 minutes into this stream, which is not bad. I mean, we've gotten what, 4 quests done now. So, yeah. So, random question, do you think I should do Fern or Shelly? I think those are the last 2 left. I mean, Shelly's going to be more helpful since that additional pet slot can help me get a bit more stats. What would we be using if I did? Mini King. Okay, that's pretty big. I mean, our Coven K head is quite a bit leveled up, but I mean, it's also Dev Head, which has lower stats and might as well level up the mythical. None. I know I am preparing for Easter, so I got a fancy hammy. I have plenty of those. Yeah, I got a lot of fancy hammies too. Or I have 5. I used to have like 20 until I delete them. But yeah, it's just kind of what happens when you go through. Let's see. Yeah. I think we'll work on Shelly for a little bit. I'm planning on streaming for another like 2 hours, so won't be bad. Get a little bit done. Even if this is like the most painful questline in the whole game, this is ridiculously long for just a single pet slot, and so I wouldn't recommend anyone ever doing this. Like, I'm only doing it because I have the time, and I can't think of, and I am, yeah. Because I have the time, and because I don't usually make good decisions when it comes to time spent on stuff. So, I don't think Shelly will be, yeah, you're probably right. I'm just more doing it because the event will allow me, honestly, my time would probably be better spent getting the equipment from the Void, but, you know, okay, actually, quick poll, we're going to pause for a second. Tell me in chat, I could work on Fern, Shelly, or I could actually work on Agent Blaze and try to get towards the Void for that. I'll be doing the rest of this off stream for the Easter event, but I want to know what you guys would think would be more interesting for the stream. Working on Fern, Shelly, or Agent Blaze's quest. More interesting. Don't worry about time. I'm going to be wasting time anyways, so. Yeah, I don't think selling for Robux is something that Roblox would like to have, since or really any game developers would ever put it in, to be honest. I mean, as cool as it would be to be able to get some free Robux, It's not really part of the game. So, if you all don't answer, I'm just going to continue working on Shelly. So, yeah, I think Shelly will probably be the most interesting, since it's the one where I'll have the most amount of time to complain about how long it is while still doing it. Yeah, don't do Jax. I mean, even from my, I did Jax once for the second Palpster pet, and I'll never do it again. It's not worthwhile to do even like the first time through unless you want it for the journal collection. Which, talking about, I'm actually doing pretty good on my journal collection. Ish. Other than events, I mean, other than events, I'm doing actually pretty good. I have all the block bite stuff, bit of those, most of the boss pets at this point. Only missing one from all the crates, so, and then pretty solid on boards, except for some reason I'm missing the blocks board, and then good on everything else except for gems boards, which I don't know if they've added yet. I actually did a bit during the 2020 event. That's surprising. Most interesting. Most interesting sharing stories that were not happening that are coded. Alright, I have no idea what that's referring to, but we'll stick with it. I'm assuming you're talking about Shelly's questline is the most interesting. I mean, it is quite, all the Ghost World stuff has a decent amount of lore and stuff, so that's all cool and such. As much as I very rarely read the dialogue and understand lore, lore is good for a game like this. So, yeah, we'll stick with this. The amount of how inefficient I am at grinding, it shouldn't take any more than 3 hours, I think, to complete Shelly. Yeah, it's definitely some weird dialogue from Shelly and Riley, and also Billy is somewhat weird too, but not in the same sense as them. Let's see, one more ghost, and then we're done with this quest from Shelly. Doop. I'm trying to remember if I've picked up an 8-bit pet this life. I think I have. Jesters, Blu-rays, so basically the same thing but in reverse of the last quest. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff where you have to fill in the blanks into Shelly. It's part of the lore though that she has the memory wipe and whatever not, and you know, all the stuff that I very rarely read. So yeah, but you know. Also this life, once I'm done with Easter event or whatnot, I do also need to go through and get some of the unlockable boards, like Game Bite, all of these ones at least, maybe not the Hoshi Blade, that one's a bit heftily priced, but yeah, I'll probably have to try to grind those. I mean, maybe with my pets it won't be too bad to get that one. I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be more than like 30 hours of work. Which, now that I say that out loud, that's actually a decent amount of grinding. But I mean, in the long run, that's not too long. I mean, that's what, like, a week of solid 4-hour days, which isn't too much to put into something. I mean, I probably put around that much into school, so, and probably around that much into YouTube, which is really annoying because I don't like spending time on watching YouTube videos. I know it's very interesting, but it's a very long rabbit hole that just ends up sucking a lot of my time. Not that the information I get from it is useless, it's actually quite interesting, which is part of the problem. It is, yeah, YouTube rabbit hole is something that I would encourage a lot of people to try to break out of, since I fall into it a lot and it ends up taking way more time than I end up planning on spending. Like that one meme, in and out, like the Rick and Morty whatever. I don't watch Rick and Morty, I've seen a lot of memes on it, where it's like in and out, like a 20-minute thing, and then it just ends up lasting, and the joke is that lasts just a long time. But yeah. But you start in for one 10-minute video to pass a little bit of time, and next thing you know, it's midnight. But yeah. You can activate a gem gum, or however it's called, and open an anomaly in good bags. Anonymous. In Easy through Belly. Yeah, that's the problem, is stocking up those is probably not as fast as grinding normally. I mean, it might be, but getting a Rift Gum is also quite rare. I don't have one currently. I barely have Boss Gum at the moment. I used all of it for my last video on getting all that fun stuff. Oh wait, I am literally 2 away. I could have sworn I completed this. But yeah, there we go. And now we can go talk to Shelly. Gift of 2,750. Stop bugging me. Promise. 5 more quests and help me find it. Ghastly fruit. This one doesn't count for some reason. There we go. Sell to teleport back. Is Fury Flight rare? No. You get it every rebirth from Agent Blaze. It is kind of cool looking, not gonna lie, if it wasn't so overused. Let's just use one of these. I don't want to worry about getting gems from other sources at this point in time. When is the event starting? Tomorrow. It's starting tomorrow at some point. I think it's like, depends on, I think people are saying 10 a.m. PST, but it also might be a little bit later. It's all about Roblox. What Roblox Metaverse stuff decides to do. So tomorrow at some point is the best you're gonna get from me. I have no idea other than that. Oh, I need to open 3 of them, not just 1. Alright. Doop. Doop. There we go. Done with that quest. Is it a good thing that I traded for a lucky carpet? I mean, they're about worth the same in my opinion, which is worthless. I call a lot of things worthless. I'm a little bit I exaggerate values a little bit that way, but I would call that a fine trade. It's not going to be one way or another. I would personally prefer the lucky carpet, but I could definitely see people preferring Fairy Flight since you only get once a rebirth, whereas with lucky carpet you can grind it down a few times. Where's this blue ring? I have never... Where's the blue ring? Oh, it's over here, isn't it? No? Huh. Interesting. This one is over there. Maybe it's over here. No? Is the code pet good? It is quite overpowered. The void code pet is quite overpowered currently. I don't know if it's still up. Well, that's useful if you don't live in the US. Okay, PST, that's -8 GMT, I think, or maybe -7 GMT, which I think you guys can do conversions from there if you know how time zones work, and if not, I have no idea. I think that's around, 17, so 5 p.m. GMT, which is around Europe area, so, yeah, that's about the extent of my time zone math for now. Let's see. Sheesh. How blind am I to have missed the blue ring this much? It's somewhere. I haven't done this quest in forever. Next to the big thing, I think. It's like above Shelly, next to the big thing. Above Shelly. Yeah, I'm still lost. But we'll, there you go. Thank you. That actually helped a lot for some reason. Thank you a lot for that one. I know a lot of the rings in Ghost World are just kind of floating and all, but yeah. Time for a time trial. I think the orange one is the highest point. Yeah. Yeah, I know where the orange one is. You do that one every rebirth, but yeah, thank you guys for the help, even if you were incorrect. I mean, it's still very thoughtful that you tried. Let's see. I mean, best time ever. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be making any world records for time. Especially with the fact that you could technically glitch it if you got pretty lucky with your start of it, or with glitching into it, but that I don't think anyone really cares too much about. Now we're going to find Shelly pieces. This is going to be even worse than the poop, honestly. Let's see, I think one should be over, you know. Yeah, this one might take a little bit of time. And when I say might, I mean like it will, and by a little bit, I mean like 5 minutes. So, yeah. Nothing there. Didn't quite look like a piece. After the portal to the main, oh yeah, thank you for reminding me about that one. Okay. Yeah, okay, never mind. You guys are actually helpful for these. Yeah, thank you guys for reminding where they were. I mean, I would have gotten to them eventually, but the help is, or at least I think I would have. I probably would have needed to look it up on the wiki, if we have that information on the wiki, which, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't, since I haven't added it. I mean, I haven't added a lot of stuff that's on there, but at the same time, I don't really expect anyone to add anything that I haven't added myself, so, yeah. Yeah, definitely having people help you with these spine quests, is actually pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Set it up by so much. Alright, this is me, I'm human, like you. Brother's fault, blah blah blah. Other side of the rift, could you come collect some ghosts over there? And this is when the pain starts. Y'all ready for a hour trip? Or an hour trip worth of vacuuming rare ghosts, because I'm not. Yeah, this is probably the most annoying quest, I think, in, Shelly's questline. It's like 3 times longer than any other quest in the game, other than maybe some of the boss ones, but those are just kind of, those are more of their own thing, really, in terms of time commitment than, this one, since, yeah, this is going to take a little bit of time. I could Shelly after this quest. Oh man, this quest is the reason why everyone complains about it. Like the thing about bosses is you can just AFK and wait for a boss. You can use boss bait if you want. There's a lot of things you can do with a boss that speed it up. Whereas with ghosts like this, you just have to keep grinding. I was almost quitting the game after this one. Oh, sheesh. And I wouldn't even consider that an overreaction. It's a quest and a half. I wouldn't be surprised if it got nerfed at some point. I would hope it gets nerfed sooner rather than later. Like cut these things in like a fifth, or at the very least in half, because that's all. Or even convert them into normal ghosts rather than the rare ghosts would help too. Just doing one of those things could make this quest so much more bearable. This is one of the things that Ghost Simulator has kind of messed up with. And Ghost Simulator is a really good game in most aspects, but like all games, it does have a few flaws and overlooks, and that's just sort of how games like this go. Yeah, once you get past this one, it's basically a free sailing from there. Yeah, it's some of the weird humps in the difficulty is, I mean, some of it has to do with item collecting. I know some of it's me being able to collect 2 times items for some of the quests, but like some like this is just, it's ridiculous. The difficulty spike and then drop back down, since all of the other quests are basically get ghosts too, but you know. Maybe it wants to drill into your head that it's her brother Blaze. You don't know what they want. But still, it's a bit overkill with the 50 rat ghosts. All NPCs have the last quest as the easiest one. Not quite true. I mean, yeah, as a rule of thumb, the last quest is usually basically free with most NPCs. But like someone like Agent Blaze, I think he has to go defeat the final boss, which for some really struggle with that one for whatever reason. But yeah, it's usually just based on their how they have their setup, where you go to you get all the items, first you get the ghosts, and then you do other miscellaneous tasks, and so you always end up on a miscellaneous task, which usually takes less time than collecting ghosts. I mean, that's just kind of how their quest structure is set up, which is actually a pretty good structure. I like it a lot. The fact that you have all the miscellaneous quests between collecting a lot of ghosts. But yeah, the extra range is quite underrated in my opinion. Like, even when I didn't have it, I didn't see really a reason in buying it, but now that I have it, I realize that it's actually pretty nice. But it definitely makes sense that it's cheap. Same thing with more agility. Like, you'd think, oh, you have hoverboard and jetpack, you really don't need more agility, but the more agility, somewhat underrated. I made a Game Pass tier list video, which most of you probably haven't watched. It's not the best, and but it definitely shows how, like, even some of the cheaper ones that people are like, really not worthwhile, are actually pretty good. Like, Quick Unbox is quite good. More agility and double range are pretty good. Yeah, I'm poor right now. Don't mind me. But yeah, the only ones I wouldn't suggest buying, like maybe even 2 times Ecto is actually decent right now for a high tier person. Mid tier and low, and starting out, I wouldn't suggest buying. Same with 2 times Souls. Plus 2 pet slots. A lot of people consider it OP. I do not. It was actually the last one I bought, and only because I now have the pets to use it with. And might as well flex some more pets. And then 2 times item, though, is probably the best one out of all of them, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's Game Passes. Anything's better than nothing? Yeah, anything's better than nothing, but... So, it is a comparison that is kind of obvious, but, you know. And, yep, 50 ret ghosts. Here we come. You guys hear how excited I am for this? It's going to be a very, very interesting stream now. We now need to go vacuum these ghosts for an hour. Yeah. I'll see you back in an hour or so. Except this isn't a recording, so I can't just cut out this hour worth of recording. So, we'll just have to stick through it. Yeah, I know, it's weird seeing myself have 300 subs. It's big it's decent achievement. Not as crazy as when the Rebirth update dropped on Ghost Simulator, and I was able to create video after video after stream, and grow like double my channel subscribers in a month. But it's still good to see progress nonetheless. It's an achievement. I wonder if we're at 301 yet. Not that I usually pay too much attention. Like, if it grows, it grows. It's not something that really matters too much to me. Other than once I hit 1,000, I'll be able to monetize, which might make me consider YouTube a little bit. Alright, those are just the studs from Roblox stuff. So you're going to do this until the end of the stream, because you have to collect 90 more special ghosts? Maybe. Yeah, that might actually be that. This might be the... This might take... Yeah, it might take us until the end of the stream. I mean, we do have an hour and 20 minutes left in the stream, so I don't think it's quite an hour long. I think that was a small exaggeration. I think it's closer to, like, 40 to 50 minutes. So we'll probably have enough time to finish the rest of Shelly. But yeah, it's actually, I should probably be using this, yeah, trying to think, is underwater, yeah, underwater is teleport here, so this can just use the cell and teleport method for both areas. We are getting somewhat lucky though on our ghost spawns, so, you know, a lot of it is RNG on what ghosts spawn and getting the special ghosts rather than just normal ones, but yeah, that was a pretty good haul. We got 5 out of 12, almost 50%. And just casually grinding. Yeah, I don't try to make a big deal out of stuff like that. That's not something I want to be doing for like my reputation, is making a big deal on that. My opinion is, if you make a big deal out of something like that, it kind of turns people away from it. Like they're like, or like even with like support, if I promote myself, I feel like promoting myself makes people less likely to truly think or truly subscribe. So I mean, that's all just my own opinions and stuff like that. It's I will plug my please subscribe, because if you want to see more content that all YouTubers do, because might as well because it does remind people that they can do that if they like the content. But at the same time, I know it's not really, it's not something I'm much of a fan of. It's sort of like making a big deal out of things that aren't very big deal. Like, I know voice reveals and stuff, or like a big YouTube thing, and oh my, for like a 100 subscriber special, you do a voice reveal and get so many views, and I'm like, yeah, it's not really. If I'm going to do a voice reveal, it's just going to be one video. I'll start with my voiceover, and I'll see if it does better, and that's it. It's not much about making a big deal on it. When do you do giveaways? Actually, that's a very good question. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, I might do a giveaway. Once I'm done with this quest, remind me to do a giveaway for some legendaries and other things. Some legendaries like goggles, paradises, fills, maybe a steampunk? Probably not a steampunk. Never mind. And also maybe like a rare or godly from the dev crates to everyone. I mean, it's not much, but you guys could definitely use, or if you guys want, you guys can definitely come get them. But, yeah. I see pain in the right top corner. It's too messed up. Let me do my quick right. Right is the quest. Yes, yeah, that one is painful. It is going to be a long ride. But yeah, I'll definitely do a switch over to back into my my private service and the link to y'all, and give away some small items. Don't expect anything big like a corrupted head. I'm not. I mean, I could do that, but I don't think I'm that rich enough to be able to financially recover from that yet. But yeah, why am I going here? Why am I going here? Very good question. Wait, when are you getting everywhere? I missed it. I'm going to be doing it after I'm done with this quest. So, about an hour, maybe. A little bit less than an hour, I guess. We'll see how long this quest takes. But yeah, once I'm done with this quest, I'll give you all some small stuff. Honestly, it's not as good as like the code pad or the atom that you get from the developer questline, so probably most of you won't need this stuff, but actually you guys can all have some hoverboards too. I think I'm trying to think if I can spare a mythical hoverboard from dev crates. Let me go check. Let's see. Oh yeah, champions too. You guys can all have like 2 champions or something. Yeah, that'll be a decent giveaway-ish for everyone to come join in. I mean, it's not too big. I probably best for most of you not to worry about it, since you guys are rocking better pets in terms of probably around color blaster and stats rather than the lanterns and stuff that used to be pretty common. But yeah, I really want a Luna because I see everyone having it. Yeah, I think Luna's kind of cool. It's same. It's already 9:45. I'll probably miss it. Yeah, I know that's the thing about doing these doing giveaways is some people can miss them and come out for the stream and it's a whole big deal, which is kind of why I'm not making them too big, since I don't want people to give out too much. But you know, let's see. We're about halfway done with the quests. which is, I think, good progress. I don't know how long it's been, probably around 20 minutes. But yeah, we've been getting quite lucky with the rat ghost spawns, I think, which is pretty good. And as I say that, we'll get like none this time around, but whatever. It is what it is. I have vacation, but my mom needs my laptop for work, so the laptop died. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but she probably did buy that for you, and so it is it is good to be civil with your parents, in my opinion. So, even if you don't agree with some of what they say and do, but yeah, it's definitely annoying though when they need to rely on you for something, but at the same time, it is also nice to be there for them. But, you know, that's all my opinion, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a better opinion out there for what you should do in those circumstances. Anyways, let's see. That's nice. I like seeing three rare ghosts at a time. My laptop almost died, but I went to a service with it. It was fine. It was working like it's new, even better. Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes just something random dies. You have no idea what's wrong. And then you bring it to service, and they fix like a very small problem, and it's working completely fine again. And it's quite nice to have it serviced and stuff. I mean, as I was saying earlier in the stream, I guess that was like 2-3 hours ago now. My audio, or my computer isn't doing any audio. Like, if I unplug my headphones or whatever, the computer decided to lose its own speakers, so it can't play any audio from itself, which is quite stupid. It decided to do something and has no idea how to play that music out of its speakers. So yeah, things break. It's just kind of how things work. So. Yeah, I've zoomed downloaded on my computer. I mean, parents probably allowed half of it, but it is nice to be able to do school on my own laptop. Yeah, the laptop that I'm using for recording and stuff is the same one I use for doing school and stuff. So it's a good laptop, not gonna lie. I have no idea what any of its stats are and all that stuff that, you know, most computer gamers know, but it works. It's not bad in terms of lag, and also can run pretty well. So I think it's working better because it has an actual processor now, not only a useless thing on it. Yeah, I have no idea what any of that technical stuff for computers is, so I'm assuming a processor is good to have. But yeah, I know. Let's see. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, and we've gotten about a quarter more of the quests done. So, about 10 more minutes until the giveaway, I would guess, depending on what ghosts decide to spawn. I know a lot of you guys probably won't show up, but it'll be cool to meet with all you guys, give away some pets that I don't need, clear some storage space. I mean, help you all out with your grinding, probably not personal reasons, like clearing out the personal space and gaining a little bit of popularity. Those are just, you know, side effects. Yeah, multitask. Yeah, I definitely prefer things that you can do multiple things with versus just buying one thing for one purpose and only using it for that. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Let's see. Need 9 more rat ghosts and 7 more mermaids. So, it should be like 2 to 3 more minutes if they spawn correctly, or spawn on average, I guess. I mean, spawning correctly is any spawn fit is going to be correctly, but since that's how RNG works, but you know. It gives your laptop more memory and it's used to improve the laptop's movement. Alright, interesting. I'm doing, well, I use my only for learning on Zoom for school on my phone. Oh, yeah, that's actually a decent idea. I mean, I haven't used Zoom on a mobile thing at all. I've always done it on my computer. But I mean, that's not a bad idea if you want to save your own computer for reasons, so, I mean, yeah. But definitely being, I'd prefer a computer anyways. But yeah. I think I said it wrong in English. I think that I understand pretty much fine. It allows it to move data around a lot better. I think I understand how the processor does. It allows you to view stuff better. I mean, it allows a computer to compute better. Yeah, that's basically everything that's in a computer allows it to compute better. But, yeah. I think that was clear enough. Honestly, I know where parents are getting at when they encourage people to go to school a little bit too much, or worry about school a little bit much more than what the student thinks is necessary. School is quite important, especially high school. I mean, since the GPA that you get there can actually help quite a bit with getting scholarships for college, and scholarships in college is pretty nice for getting money later, so they kind of want to make sure that you can make money later on. But what's your favorite pet in Ghost Simulator? Mine is the Vex Flower. Why, thank you for asking. I think I'd have to go with a solid purple. I mean, it's just a very good pet. It's nice purple, simple. It fits everywhere. You know, it's easy enough to get. You getting done with the pain slowly? Yeah, it helps that I'm streaming and I have something else to do other than being like, man, this is taking forever for ghosts to respawn. Also, alternating areas helps a lot too. If you're doing two quests, or quests with two ghosts from areas, just alternating between the two areas will allow ghosts to respawn in one area, so you aren't wasting time just chilling waiting for ghosts to respawn. Alright, so, let me go grab that and that. And then as promised, let's, let's open up that. Yeah, it might be a little bit a long time, but I'm going to send my, will you stream the event? Probably, really depends how much time I have. So, configure, private server, copy that, private servers, so, links coming in the chat for my private server. Join if you want to get some free small pets, legendaries, and godlies from the developer crates, and maybe 2 champions to everyone. So, stream it. I want to see it. Okay, I'll try to make time. I mean, I'm a bit behind on my college stuff. In all honesty, it is only math that I'm behind on, so I can get caught up easily, or at least I keep telling myself that. I probably won't be able to, but, you know. I'll tell myself that. If you're on mobile, I'll later join a smaller public server to allow you guys to just join me off my profile. So yeah. So I'll just sort of try to trade with everyone. Send everyone a few stuff. I'll just do some. One Earth, that was. I'll try and join the giveaway with my super laggy phone. Yeah, I know a lot of people aren't laggy, or quite laggy, so you can have a creepy cat, bombastic, goggles, and some champions. There you go. Yeah, that's about what I'll give everyone. Might differ a little bit, but I'll try to get everyone who comes out. Highest, you're a tester? Yes, I actually got tester very recently, for whatever reason. But yes, I am. Not that I've actually done any testing yet, but you know, I am a tester. Okay, I do enjoy some cats. Yeah, most of it's going to be, creepy cats. I got very unlucky with the Makimon crate, and so I unboxed a lot more than everything else. So, tons of creepy cats, also some plasmas, but, you know. Did I already trade with you? Yeah, no, I sent you one you didn't accept. You can have Paradise, a Goggles, and a Plasma. And there we go. I'll be joining into a public server right after this to allow people on mobile to join me through my profile, which you can find by searching highest. If anyone has the airdrops, they can feel free to give them to me. No, I'm joking on that one. I don't want free handouts. I'll trade a fair-ish trade for it. Airdrop value is so weird at this point. It's hard to figure out what's fair. Let's see. Video Master, if you want to send me a trade, you can do that now. Otherwise, I will probably leave in the next minute or so to a public server to allow people on phone to join me off my profile. Oh yeah, you're definitely welcome. I know these giveaways aren't too big. I'm just more of doing it to get a little bit of nature with you guys. I'm going to take that as video. You aren't going to be sending me a trade. I'm pretty sure my trades are open to everyone. Yeah, and your trades are still closed. My UI isn't loading. Ah! Okay, we'll wait for your UI to load then. There you go. Now I can send you a trade. Or, assuming that was you. Let's see. You can have a fill. I do have 3 steampunks. I guess you can have one of those. No, I said it wasn't, but, and let's see. Let's go with the creepy cat. Oh wait, boards. Yeah, I almost forgot about the boards. That would be a shame to not get rid of some of those boards. I mean, give you some of those boards because I'm a great person in not just getting rid of. Did I just do that? Sorry. I think I may have exited out. I almost certainly did. Yeah, I'm very good at doing autopilot stuff like that. 100%. When I click, link don't work. It only really works on PCs. Otherwise, it won't. Do you have the boards? I do have the boards. Do I have a creepy cat? I think I have a creepy cat. I do have a creepy cat. There we go. Alright, I'll be joining or once this guy loads in and I give him his stuff. I'll be joining a public server, so if you can't join me now, I'll be switching over to a public server. You can join me off my profile. If you search highest, same as my YouTube, it's right there if you don't know how to. You should be able to find me and then just wait for me to switch over into a public server and join me off of that. So, hello. I don't know if you, doesn't look like you'll need the giveaways, so, yeah, let's see. Unless you send me a trade, I think I'll switch over to a public server now. Let's see. Scrolling a little bit, I don't have like any of the extensions that allow you to scroll all the way down to the bottom first, but, yeah. You do not have permission to join this game. I was in a private server, so now you should be able to join now that I'm in a public server. So if you go ahead and join now, you should be able to find me. Server might fill up pretty quickly. But yeah. If anyone wants, they can come in, send me a trade request in this public server. I'll be chilling around for probably another 5 minutes to make sure everyone in the stream can get something if they want. I see someone from the private server already joined, and so hello, welcome to the server again. Yeah, so everyone on mobile should be able to join in if they want now. I'll wait for like 5 minutes-ish, and for all you guys to, if you want, come join. In the meantime, I will... Wait, what's your username? Highest, same as my YouTube. Higheist. I mean... The underneath of all these areas is kind of cool to see. I haven't been on the outside of the clothing store yet, have I? No, it's all... I wonder what's up there. I wonder if there's any way to get in through the top. Yeah, search highest, yeah. Should be able to... It'd probably be faster for me to... Yeah, I don't think getting on top of the clothing store is too much of a big deal right now. So we'll not do that. I have to go back and see you in the event. Bye. Bye. Yeah, hopefully be able to stream the event. Thank you for coming out to the stream. I don't think anyone new has joined. Maybe Wilbur. So it's been about 3 minutes. No one new has joined. I'll wait a little bit longer. Make sure I don't miss anyone, because that would be not nice of me to miss someone. Alright. I did, but I already got stuff. When is the event coming out? Tomorrow. Probably around this time, I'd guess. If maybe 2 hours sooner than this time. But yeah, around this time. So don't. Alright, I think there was like one of you that was missing it. I don't know if you're in yet. I'm waiting at least another minute to see if anyone sends me a trade request, so if you need items, send me a trade. King at beach. Okay. I mean, it probably would be smart for me to be multitasking instead of flying around outside the map. But you know, like doing a few bosses or something. How do I join that server? Just join me off my profile on Roblox, HRGHEIST. I'll be open for, or I'll be on it for another minute or so. So if you search it up really quick, you can probably make it in time. I am still trying to get onto the top of the, because if I click the link, I'm in a server on my own. Yeah, I'm not in the private server anymore. I'm sitting completely in a public one, so you have to join me off my profile. I have cats. Okay, I'm going to go do the boss. Okay. Yeah, don't think I've seen anyone, no one sent me a trade request yet. I mean, I could give it another few minutes, but I think it's getting to about the time. About the time for me to go 30% health from where I am. Okay. Yeah, if no one else, say something in chat, it's either now or hold your peace. Or don't hold your peace, I guess. You don't have to. I just probably won't pay attention if you are complaining about it. Let's see. Just a second. Let's see. There we go. Let's equip that. And boom. Yeah, I'll be surrendering back over to my prep server. So, thank you all for coming to my giveaway. I mean, and taking all my items that I wouldn't use in the slightest. I mean, thank you guys. You guys are very welcome for all the items I give away. Well, I don't really care anyways. I won't use the pads and board. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Yeah, and I got a flame heart. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a giveaway, so I understand people not wanting it. So don't really blame me for that. Just more of a opportunity for me to come say hi to all you in game, and anyone who's starting out to get some little bit of a boost. It's not the best boost, but it's something. It's called having the Santa sleigh board. The Santa sleigh board does, because of its huge hitbox, and just clip through so many weird things. It's nothing unusual. That was pretty much a guaranteed clip if you had any hoverboard, I think, just because how thin it was. The real problem is getting out of the map, and which is actually quite easy with the jetpack. I'm trying to join. Yeah, I know it's a little... I mean, I'd love to... Okay. Whatever. We'll just continue on with this. Starfighter! Where's the Starfighter? Man, I love purchasing random vacuums that I already have better of. I did want it, but I couldn't join you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I may have done it a little bit quick and maybe not enough instructions. Probably should have posted a link to my Roblox profile, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that'll be something that I'll definitely do later. Yep. Time to go through the rest of Shelly's quests, which shouldn't take too long. I plan on streaming for another 50 minutes-ish, so and that quest only took like 30 minutes, which isn't actually that bad for a quest. I mean, it's bad, but it really isn't that bad. But it's still something that is quite annoying. see. Once this is done, the only things I'll have to do is get into the void to purchase that equipment, and also probably end up doing fern at some point. I mean, all I really need to do is fern before my next rebirth, which is going to be a while, so I could save that one for basically an indefinite amount of time. Also, did you notice that the backdoor loading screen, you can see the picture was taken when the wooden board was selected? Interesting. I know a lot of weird glitchy things happen in Backdoor on purpose, so maybe that was on purpose, but oh, you mean like the blue thing there? I think, yeah, interesting. I think that was just how they have the glitchy areas of the Backdoor modeled so that they can find them easier instead of having to look for an invisible texture somewhere. They can just quickly look, see the blue pattern-ish thing, and call it and select it to edit it, but who knows. Hello mobile, welcome back to another stream, or you've actually been in this stream before maybe, but yeah. It's interesting. One of the lights in my room just went out, so it just got a little bit darker. I was like, did the power go out? But no, no, it's just a light bulb in my room going out. Which, I mean, yeah, my room currently has now 3 light bulbs out that I haven't figured to change. 2 of them are just because they aren't really needed anyways, since they're kind of blocked by bunk bed and just not really in a very needed location. So those 2 have just kind of been sitting out for a while, and then that 3rd one went out. Might just be it got slightly loose and whatever, and just needs to be tightened back up, but we'll see. It's kind of funny that I have that many light bulbs out in my room though, because I'm lazy and too lazy to fix them. How many reverse to have? 6. I really need to include that somewhere on this screen so that people don't stop asking. But I mean, at the same time, it does allow you guys to ask questions and then for me to answer, which is secretly a very, very nice to have you guys asking questions, even if they're just repeat questions, since it creates a little bit more engagement, I feel like. But, you know. Yeah, I did hit 300 earlier in this stream. I mean, it is a milestone number, as in a multiple of 100, but it's not really as big as when I hit the 200 in like in 2 weeks. I went from, or in basically a month, I went from 100 to 200 subscribers, which was much bigger accomplishment in my opinion. So, yeah, it's a thank you. It's definitely nice. Let's see. I mean, this is a little bit of a long quest, but compared to the last one, it's child's play. Man, a lot of jellies decided to spawn. The only real big milestone that I care a lot about is the 1,000, and that's only because of the fact that that's when I can monetize. Other than that, all the milestones are basically just different numbers for me. I mean, yes, they do encourage me to make more content, but it's not like I'm going to make a big deal on them with a video or anything like that. Especially since that's time that would take from making actual good content, because no one cares about, okay, I shouldn't say no one, but in my opinion, videos going over, yay, we hit this milestone, are like, really, what's the point in this video other than say, hello everyone, I exist, and I am doing well. It's a redundant video in my opinion, but you know. Are you doing Yoko? No, I am doing Shelly. I am working currently on getting all the upgrades for the Easter event that's dropping tomorrow, or spring event, I guess is what it's actually being called, since it's about a month after Easter. Yeah. Doing all those quests, upgrade quests, working on getting ready so when Easter drops, I can be as efficient as possible, not have to waste time working on getting an upgrade. Like, for instance, if I didn't have heavy armor and there was something that I could use heavy armor on, it would be kind of annoying not to have it. We don't need to come back here too much. So yeah, that's the purpose of the stream. So currently we're working on Shelly. We've done Riley, Billy, Rowan, and Finsley earlier this stream. And yeah, it's shaping up to, this is about the last 40 minutes or so of the stream. And shadows actually slowly, or the people are slowly clearing away, so I mean, that's not really the point of the stream, but still, it is a good indicator that I did select a pretty good time to be ending the stream, when people start getting bored of it. So yeah. Wow. Okay. That was very sudden. But whatever. This stream is going to be mostly for me getting stuff done anyways, so it doesn't really matter that 0 people are watching the video right now. I'm going to blame that one on YouTube and just pretend YouTube decided to stop counting. Even though it's probably just people actually clicking away and getting bored. It's not the most interesting content seeing someone hoverboard around for 30 minutes straight, vacuuming up random things, so I don't blame y'all. And I need to get stuff done. Did the audio like die or something, or is it just normal? I'm pretty sure it's just normal, but I do want to double check to make sure it isn't like something decided to completely give out and the video just kind of stopped getting live. Check. No, we still live. So we're doing good. Yeah, a lot quicker than the last questline. That one only took like 10 minutes compared to the 30-minute ordeal that was quest number 20. Find and jump through the orange ring. Yeah, I know. That one's like, that one and the green one you have to do for either Agent Blaze or, no, Yoko. You have to do it for Yoko, so it's basically most people that have grinded any amount of rebirths know exactly where that one is compared to any of the other ones. It took me forever to find the blue one in the Ghost World. Because Shelly is the only one that has you do the blue ring in the Ghost World. So, I mean, when you're looking for something in the Ghost World, it's basically guaranteed to just go fly up as high as possible and look down, and you can usually find it. But still, it is, you don't know where it is a little bit more difficult. But yeah. I wouldn't recommend to anyone, I know I've said this before, if you're planning on rebirthing and all, or just doing the life for the rebirth, don't be doing like Shelly or Leo or any of the ones in the Backdoor. Even though I'm doing that in this stream, it's more preparing for the Easter event than because they're good. They aren't worthwhile in a normal rebirth. In the rebirth centralized grinding that most people end up are doing. Yeah. We're here. Did I already unlock that? Wow. I'm trying to think when I unlocked the musical meadows. Because I haven't really done anything in there yet. I mean, I know I will for Blaze, that's nice. But also at the same time, I can't remember why I would do that in my normal rebirth strategy. But whatever. I'm still here. Yeah, hello. Glad to hear that. I have no idea what just happened, but like the view count just dropped. But that's, I mean, as I've said before, it's more for me getting my stuff done, so I can get my stuff done streaming with 0 viewers. So doesn't matter too much. So yeah, it's glad to see that someone's still here. I'm not completely all alone, and because YouTube decided, this person, we need to kick all their viewers off for whatever reason. Although I could definitely see YouTube doing that for whatever reason. But you know, whatever. Are you guys excited for the Easter event coming up? No, I know I am. Mostly because it'll probably make some good ghosts, or make Ghost Sim a little bit more popular because it's part of Metaverse. A little bit, not too much. I'm not expecting very big because it is like 1 out of the 70 or so games that are in each week. So, okay, I don't think it's quite 70. I think it's probably closer to 40, but still one of 40 games that people can select from, and so probably not many people will, maybe like 100 or 200 will end up doing it, more than what are already going to do it just because they play Ghost Simulator. But yeah, it's Ghost Simulator. It's not quite the most. It's nice to see new ways for new players to get into the game. So yeah, that's definitely going to be pretty nice. Also for, you know, YouTube content, because yeah, 40 pixies. This might take a little bit since pixies are rare. Or I guess they're called special or something like that. I use rare. I think the actual term is special, but you know. But yeah, I think after this quest, all the quests for Shelly are going to be a little bit shorter, not as much ghosts. Not exactly sure. I don't have her quest memorized, and I'm not going to go look it up really quick. But yeah, it shouldn't be too much after this. Yeah, Shelly's is spikes really fast and then sort of slows down a little bit until it gets pretty easy near the end. Like, I mean, other quests have that same sort of thing where they spike and then dwindle, but usually they're a lot more consistent than Shelly is. Goes from like 30-minute grinding to 20-minute grinding to 5, and usually it's around 0 or around 2 minutes to find something. It's very inconsistent, Shelly's quest line. Double check. So no idea. Should probably get the stopwatches. Yeah, there we go. We still need 26 more pixie ghosts, so about twice what we already have, and it's been like 5-10 minutes maybe of pixie grinding, probably 5. About 30 more minutes of the stream left. I think that should be enough time to get done with all of Shelly. We have 7 quests after this one to complete, which I would think could get done in that amount of time, but we'll see. We'll see. A lot of it depends on whether or not ghosts decide to spawn in good numbers, or if they want to be shy and only spawn every 20th ghost. Ghost Sim's a pretty good game, though. I mean, it is a little bit RNG heavy, but I think Ghost Sim's a really balanced game, other than 2x items. 2x items is a little bit broken. Other than that, though, I think in almost every respect, and you expect little quirks like 2x items to be like one game pass to be a little bit broken, or a quest to be a little bit long every once in a while in every game. So that's sort of how game development works. You end up a few things that you miss that make it a little bit worse, but in the long run, I would say that Ghost Sim's a really well-made game. I mean, but yeah. I can't think of much I would have done differently if I was a developer, but other than I'd actually, you know, I'd have to actually know how to develop and all that stuff that most people just kind of take for granted while playing a game. They point out all the mistakes and not realize how much work actually went into it, which for Ghost Simulator is pretty good amount of work. So, yeah. It'll be cool to see what the developers are going to be doing for their summer Kickstarter or whatever it's called. They're doing like a Roblox thing where they're making a game over the summer, so that'll be cool to see what that game is. I mean, I can't imagine it'll be bad. My guess is probably won't be a simulator or a tycoon. Although, other than those two, I think it might be a simulator. More of a grindy role-playing type simulator like Ghost Simulator is, but still probably, maybe still a simulator in name. But, it's going to be, whatever it's going to be, it's going to have good graphics and be made to look good rather than just be, like a 2-hour game that I really don't like, that you can complete in 2 hours and really no thought went into it, and everything's just square. So, we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do. Anyways, we're almost done now with the Pixie Ghosts. Shouldn't be too much longer now. We just need those 2. And so now we should be able to just go complete Shelly's. And so close. Items, I think, is the next one. And probably more items. Okay. Defeat a mini-boss. That shouldn't be too bad. All we need to do... We already have the heavy armor from Leo, so shouldn't be too bad. Yeah. We'll sort of just sit here for a little bit. I will continue watching the time. We're still about 30 minutes before I'm planning on starting the stream. We have 5 more quest-ish to do for Shelly. I really hope this defeat a mini... I think actually this defeat a mini-boss is Grim. So we'll go do Grim. Some of these, like, defeating a bosses, they have weird... how do you call it? There's a difference between what it says and what you need to complete it. Like, some of the quests, they ask you to defeat a boss, and then you can only do the bosses in main hub, which makes sense. And then others are defeat any bosses, 6 of any bosses, and then you can do anything, including mini bosses. And it's just weird to see how it works. Well, this is awkward. Yeah, I know. Chat has kind of, the whole stream has kind of slowly lowered in amount of people, so just kind of how it is. Don't really matter. I'm still getting work done, which is the main reason why I do these streams in the first place. Oh, that was when I was sorting by ectotoken. I was wondering, I'm like, I could have sworn that all my corrupteds went onto the second page, and I was wondering why they don't, and that was just because I was sorting by ectotokens last time I checked, so. Let's see. A lot of color blasters. The crate that, Maki's crate did not want to give her the hoverboard of hers. It's actually a really cool looking hoverboard. Like, in terms of developer hoverboards, Maki's and Coven's are probably the best. I like simple stuff rather than overcomplicated stuff like this. In my opinion, this just looks like a giant mess of a board. Like, even Goro's is not the best looking. And then Diddy's is that same thing. But, you know. That's my opinion on boards is simpler. Like, Feathershock, like, before I got Feathershock, I thought Feathershock was going to be a pretty bad looking board. The color scheme didn't look right. It looked kind of misshapen, but once you get it and use it, you realize how cool it looks, so that's pretty nice. You know what? I should block that. Let's see. Ghostly's also really cool. I know a lot of people don't have it, which makes it even better. But yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I gave away some. I was trying to figure out why my pages changed and why things were in slightly different spots, but it was just because I gave away some champions. So that quest wasn't too long. I'm going on my friend's private server to go to the backdoor. Yeah, private servers really help with grinding in Ghost Simulator, in my opinion. I mean, so if you have access to one, it's definitely good to use it. Let's go find and buy a random vacuum that I'll never use. Alright, there we go. There are 2, because it's nice. There are 2. Yeah, I have access to a few private servers of my friends too. I was using that my friends' private servers a lot before I started streaming, and I need my own, or I'd like my own server so I don't accidentally run into anyone on accident. Let's see. I may have been wrong about the length of these quests. Actually, these are all common ghosts, so we should be fine. But yeah. Yeah, Shelly's still a pretty long quest. Compared to what most quest lines look like. It also doesn't help that there's only 10 spawns of each ghost rather than the normal 12 that most areas have for Ghost World. There's so many weird things about Ghost World, like, basically all of Ghost World is completely weird compared to every other area. And all other areas have 4 sets of 3 ghosts, or there's a few exceptions to that rule. But in Ghost World, every area is a different exception. For instance, these 3 areas have spawned 5 sets of 2 ghosts. And then the ones in the castle spawn 3 sets of 3. The castle courtyard, there's that giant group of like 8 ghosts, and then the group of 4. And up on the top, there's a group of 4 ghosts, and then 3 threes for the horses and stuff. And then inside the castle, there's only 3 groups of 3 ghosts, which is also very weird. And then you go over and look in the musical meadows, and they have the normal grouping of 4 sets of, or 4 groups of 3 ghosts each throughout it. But at the same time, they're like the same ghosts basically, since they drop the same items. They do have drop different gem amounts, but other than that, it's very similar. So I think Ghost World's very weird when it comes to ghosts and everything in it, but that's kind of the point with the whole Ghost World in the first place, is that it's a weird place and all that. I don't like Ghost World. Alright, goodbye. Now that you gotta go, stay safe. And see you later, hopefully. But yeah, I can definitely see people not liking it. It's weird. It's quite disorganized. You get into it and you really have no idea what to do, which is not good in the slightest. And I wish there was a little bit more organization, but it is what it is. As I said earlier, there's not much I could think of to actually change it. So there's not going to complain too much if I can't think of a simple way to change it. Like if you're complaining about something, and then someone turns around and complaining to someone about something, and then they turn around and ask you, and what do you want me to do about it? And you can't answer that, you really shouldn't be complaining about it. So, I think that basically goes for anything, so. If you can't answer this simple question, what should someone do about it? It's not really worth complaining about. So. Anyways, we're making steady progress on this quest. It is a longer quest, but it isn't too bad. It is all common ghosts in the end, so not bad whatsoever. Probably one more pass for these first 2 areas, and then it'll be done. And then once we're done with this, we'll have basically all the upgrades we need. We'll only need to go grab the equipment from the void for the bigger backpack space. And that will be it for the preparations I need for the Easter event. So, yeah, that'll probably take me like an hour-ish off stream to complete Agent Blaze and all that fun stuff. So, don't expect another stream till maybe this weekend. Yeah, I'm currently quite a bit behind on my homework, so probably don't expect anything until I'm caught up, which might take a while depending on how motivated I get. So, yep. one request, there should be like maybe 10, 15, 20 of each of the rare ghosts. Okay, I was slightly off with my numbers, 20, 25, 30, but you know. I should get this done. The next one will probably be items, and which will already be done, so that'll be easy peasy. But yeah. Yeah, it's going pretty good actually. I definitely thought like Shelly and the Backdoor would take a little bit longer than they did. I was expecting the Backdoor to take two to 3 hours, and it only took like 1.5, or actually just under 2, I guess. But yeah, that was actually pretty good pace, to be honest. So, and Shelly was actually not as bad. 30 minutes per quest is bad, but the fact that I already had half of it done, and all that really did help a bit. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. Let's see. It'll take us about 15 more minutes, I think, for the rest of these items. And then basically instantly collect Shelly, and I think that'll be it for the stream. So it'll be basically perfectly at the 4-hour mark for the stream, which is good. Ending streams about where you want them to is actually quite nice. I know usually my streams end up going an hour or so longer than I planned them for, but I usually have a lot of time after a stream ends to get some stuff done. So when they do go over time, it is perfectly alright with me. Let's see. We aren't getting very lucky with the Blu-ray ghosts, are we? Only got 5 total, which is about half of everything else. Man, so many jelly ghosts. What's with them? Every time I come back, they're everywhere. I'm not complaining since I do need the most of them, but it would be nice to have a somewhat even number of stuff. So I don't end up wasting too much time later on just one area in particular. But whatever. Looks like Blu-rays are continuing to be slacking on their spawn rates. Kind of how RNG works, but you know, I can still complain a little bit to the game. I don't know what I've always wondered what the percentage of one of those spawning is. I think it's between 1 in 3 and 1 in 4 for those special ghosts, but you know, that's just speculation based off of my observations and not really any hard math. If anyone has done any calculations on that, that would be actually pretty cool to see. But I'm guessing it's like 1 in 4. Maybe 1 in 3, but yeah. I'm pretty sure someone could go through my one of my streams, figure out how many ghosts, and figure out how many were special, but please guys, don't do that. That's a huge waste of time for something so inconsequential. But, yeah, I wonder how we're doing pet leveling wise. Started this rebirth with like a level 1 ocular overseer, so now that's up to level 4. Those things take forever to level. Even compared to like corrupteds and the classifieds, which take a while, but they don't take that long. They're like 2 times easier in the long run. It's quite annoying to level up the divine pets. Wow, that's the first time I've seen that number in a long time on my streams. But that is perfectly alright. We're streaming for another 12 minutes. Let's see. That was a decent batch of Blu-rays. We're basically done with pixies at this point. Just need to grab those 2. And yeah, I know many of you guys. Shelly is quite a long quest line, so I'm not really surprised that I'm still working on this quest. It's been like what, 5 minutes I think now, which isn't bad in the long run. It is quite long for a single quest compared to what most people are used to. I think the longest one in Billy took us like what, 10 minutes, and yeah, I think that's the longest one in any of the Backdoor is 10 minutes, compared to multiple 5-minute longs, at least two around 10 minutes, and then another one around 30 minutes. For Shelly, it's ridiculous the difference between some of those, between the quest lines, Ghost World compared to everywhere else. Like, main hub got rebalanced when they recently as in like a year and a half ago. Okay, not a year and a half ago. A year ago-ish. But yeah. Still got rebalanced, whereas Ghost World hasn't had any balance changes since it first came out. So when all the quests came out, and they're each their own last quest for the game, they were made pretty difficult, and so a lot of grinding went into completing them. And then as time gone on, since they've kind of moved away from being the last quest or somewhat last quest to like middle of the game, they've just become more and more time consuming to their output. Like, there's really no reason to do any of the ones in Ghost World other than like Yoko because you have to. So yeah, it's something that could get addressed in the game, but other than that, there's not much wrong with Ghost Sim. Okay, we need 1 more Blu-ray, 2 more jellies, and there's the Blu-ray, and there's the jellies. So done with Shelly. I'm glad this is over. About 10 minutes left. I don't know what we can do in that time. I guess we could go convert everything to gum, but let's go do that really quick, I guess. Go convert all of my Ghost World items, main hub, and backdoor items into gum. Just because. And that'll be it for the stream, I think, once I get all that done. So, wonder how much trying to think. No, wait, I still need all the items for Agent Blaze, so we'll not do that. 10 minutes. Trying to think. 10 minutes. I mean, I could get a head start on Fern, but I don't think I'll do that. I guess I should probably go grab the gem chest from the musical meadows. But other than that, I can't think of really anything to do. Yeah, I think that'll be it for the stream. So thank you guys all for coming out to it. It's actually got quite a bit done. A lot of the quests done that I want to. I have a bit more to do off stream, but by the time the event drops, I should be ready for it.